Murloc.
I want to wait on him for that.
Oh, what are we supposed to
Is
do?
he coming? I don't know if he's coming or not.
Okay,
We talked to him.
I am probably going to be late next week. I will be on vacation next week.
Nice.
Okay.
But that shouldn't affect the Monday night games, Monday night, guys.
Okay.
Sweet.
Where are you going?
We are going to Charleston.
For 2 days.
No, we're going to be there all week next week.
But you're still playing D&D in Charleston?
Yeah, because I'll play. I mean, at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, everyone will go to bed at a decent time, and I'll just sneak off to the room and play. But the Wednesday night, since it starts at 8, I don't know what that's going to look like with dinner and stuff. So.
Your webcam's fucked up on my screen, Genius.
Yeah, I'm going to fix it here in a second.
I don't have any faith in Helix to come.
So, Armand, if you want to play my character next week, you are more than welcome to.
Are you sure you want that again?
Oh, I'm sure. The real question is, does Daddy
Sans want that again?
Absolutely, I'd love for him to die when he's not even there.
Oh, don't do it.
Challenge accepted.
Armand, why don't you play this on Monday, man?
Because I go to bed.
Heard that.
Sleep
Don't need
time.
Hey, where you at?
Sleep when you're dead.
Motherfucker. Commitments. Commitments. You knew what time this was. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck... You bring one of those little, like, hand crushers or something there. But hurry up. Alright, see you, bye.
What'd he say?
Motherfucker. At the damn gym.
He's
It's
at the
like, what
gym?
about him?
Why is he at the gym right now?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, commitments. He says, I'll be home in like 15, 20 minutes. He said he's committing to his health. Me too.
Fuck his health.
Speaking of health.
We're not waiting 15 minutes, are we?
No, we're
No,
not waiting
hell
15
no.
minutes.
What are you filming,
wait.
brother?
He's about to become an NPC too. Yeah, Armand, how do you feel about playing 2 characters at once?
Are you funneling an IPA?
Absolutely not. IPAs are disgusting. It's a wheat beer, and it's only 4%. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
So it's basically Smirnoff.
So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I can't see Azog. Is your camera working?
I'm funneling straight with you.
You gotta wait for the foam to die down, you know.
I can't
Gotta
see.
nose juice it.
I can wait.
You guys see Azog?
I see him. I mostly just see
Fingering the foam?
No, you got a nose juice. You never heard of that? If you get your nose juice there and you rub it in the foam goes away. It's the old frat trick.
That's science.
I've heard that the oils on your finger will make it go away. I've never heard of nose juice.
You got to get the nose juice, man.
Maybe
Force
your nose is extra
you reflect-
oily.
refresh.
Freshman.
What?
Will you refresh your camera?
Why don't you refresh your
I
camera?
did 3 times.
Said what?
He really wants to see you.
I just want to see him.
I see you now.
I can't see Valcant either. There he goes. Okay.
You're gonna have to funnel another beer for Matt.
I plan it like boys.
Oh, we're drinking tonight?
I got the whole case.
No!
That's it?
What's happening?
Kaylee's so
I gotta-
sad.
I want a fucking margarita so bad.
I got to get it done before Amber gets home and yells at me about it.
You want a virgin margarita?
She hates the
No,
tunnel.
it's not the same.
Lime juice and sugar?
I gotta get hammered before my wife gets home.
She's making me donate the funnel, and my ass is good. I'm not throwing it away. I'm giving
Like
it to
tonight?
Goodwill.
What?
No. Before we move, she's making me donate it, and I was like, fine. But some bitch at Goodwill is gonna get a great deal for $1. Fucking beer funnel. And she's like, Dad, don't need beer funnels. I said, fine. But I'm gonna get
Okay.
my fucking use out of it.
That's
before
not
we
true,
move.
first of all.
Thank you, though. It's
Oh,
not.
man.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't own one, but for $1, I'll buy it.
Right? I
If
mean,
you want to save a trip to Goodwill, you can ship it to me, and I'll pay for the shipping.
So you can put your
I
mouth on
might
it.
just do that as a gift to you being such a good DM. Just
Yes.
shits and giggles.
See, that's why I do this, Kaylee, for the beer funnels.
Told you, pay off one day, babe.
No, he doesn't need a beer funnel. Either.
Yeah, get that beer funnel. Then when we do our last session all together, we can all take our rounds.
Absolutely.
Give it to the non-married person here.
I love chugging beer.
Sans, I'll bring you a funnel in a couple of weeks if you need one.
No.
Armand, did you ever see Charlie's six-way
God,
funnel?
yes.
I'd funneled out of that thing once. It was incredible. This
It was
guy,
the
The
sixth
sand party.
this guy we knew at UT, he had a
Six-way.
funnel that had 6 hoses, and it was
Dear
like a
God.
freaking reservoir, and it was on a stand, and it had a
It
little like
had to be.
it had a little crank where you could raise it up, right? So you'd lower it down, and you'd pour like 6 or 8 beers in it, and then you'd crank it up, and then you have 6 people around it that got to get underneath and go. And it had little what do you call it, like a spigot, the
Yeah.
little valve that would, so you could turn some hoses off if you only had 4 people or whatever.
That's
What a
amazing.
fucking setup.
It was incredible. This is the same guy
is
that
a pro.
This is the same guy that threw a beach party in his 2nd floor apartment, and he stole like I don't know how much sand from the volleyball court in his apartment complex, and he put like tarps down in his living room and just dumped all this sand in it to have a beach party.
I'm an idiot.
This is the same guy
Genius.
that got arrested for child pornography possession.
Yes, this is that guy. Yeah,
Oh.
You should have led with that.
you thought he was so cool.
What you thought was a beach party was actually a sandbox party.
Oh,
I didn't think he was cool. As soon as you said he dumped sand into his house,
Oh, man.
I immediately didn't think he was
Holy-
cool.
That was so quick. Oh my.
oh man.
That was so
Indian.
quick.
I get my inspiration from the funnel. The funnel.
Oh.
is my-
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, so would anyone like to recap what happened leading up to this point?
I remember sailing on
We
our
swam
boat
underwater.
and seeing some kind of glowy shit underwater and thinking it was treasure.
Yeah, the wizard said something about it being a good task for us, correct?
He just saw air bubbles.
Whoa. No,
Surface,
he's
yeah.
right. Falcon's right because we asked him and he was like, I don't. If I don't know what it is, but if he said, and I think it's a quote almost. He's like, I don't know what it is, but if it's what I think it is, there could be something useful at the bottom. Is how it was said.
Yes.
So then we get down, we realize that there's a mystery sucky hole, and we start putting stuff in it.
Yeah.
And then we
True.
wind up inside here. We killed the last week, and then I guess now is our job to repair the hole in the roof, or is it still
Let's
gushing?
go talk to the dude that we talked to the first time. Or is there any loot? Can we loot the bodies of the Murlocs we killed?
With skin
I
your
can't,
hide.
No?
I don't really know what it is.
I messaged Armand and said, hit me with your best Murloc noise. Okay, yes, all of that happened. So when you kill the Murloc, his body just kind of, we'll say, shifted back into the astral plane from whence it came.
That's right, because it was made out of water, correct?
What
Until
about
it is complete again.
Magic and water.
Magic and water and sugar and spice, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The dead bodies of the priests don't have anything on them, and the whips or whatever. However, this dude right here, we'll say some short amount of time, like 10 or 15 minutes, has passed since you finished your combat, and you've been just like stabilizing and just kind of letting the adrenaline wear off and everything. And this is the guy that originally greeted you at the door. Well, not really a door, but at the edge of the dome, and told you about the threat and wanted you to go take care of it.
Can I summon the butters?
You can start summoning butters, yes. That's fine. You can collect all your arrows. So this guy is going to officially introduce himself to the party. His name is Rob.
Roberto's.
If you're into last names, I put Tierden as his last name, but I'm not sold on it. So Rob Tierden, that's his name.
It's probably close to Rob Dyrdek, Sam.
I don't know who that is. Rob is the leader of this establishment, and he was recruited along with several other wizards, and so you can safely assume that Rob is some type of wizard. He was recruited by the OC to help create and manage this particular dome. And when they recruited him, they told him that they were under the belief that someday in the not so distant future, there would be a second fracturing. And the second fracturing would eliminate 99% of all land that was left in the world. So they were trying to figure out a way for humanity to live once that happened. So this is one of their experiments. It's one of several. And he wants to know if you guys have had any contact with anyone from the Orin Collective, because they have not attempted to make contact for the past however long, and no one has left the dome to go seek anyone out.
I'm going to walk up to him, and I'm going to stick out my bracelet and just show him my bracelet and see how he reacts.
Wave in front of his face.
What is this? What is this card?
I don't know. I can't figure it out either.
I can't get rid of it. I don't know where.
I keep stealing it. I'm missing some character sheets, by the way.
Probably missing mine.
Is there any way that we can help you with your studies about the second fracturing? Is there anyone in any land that's doing research on this at all that you're aware of?
Gosh, sorry, I'm hooked on that freaking card. I don't know how to make it go away.
I don't know how to get it away.
So when he sees Valkan's bracelet, his eyes are going to get really wide, and he's going to, why? Why is that there?
I got it. I got it.
Thank God.
How did it become a thing? Like, I don't even...
It started on Valkan, so I blame him.
Yeah.
Damn it, Butters. All right, so his eyes are going to get really big, and he's going to ask in like a hushed breath, where did you get that?
Ooh, what did we show him?
Talking to you, Valkan. We can't
You're
hear you.
muted, brother.
You're muted.
Oh, did we show him his necklace thing or his thing?
His man bracelet.
He showed him
yeah.
his thing.
I showed him my thing. I'm going to say I received this from my father, and I don't know what it is. The Orion Collective has fallen apart. The king has taken over and overthrown the country, the Eye, and we're trying to stop him with all we can. And a big piece of evidence, additionally, is this bracelet that we're trying to figure out what it is. So any information on that would be great.
So Rob has a lot of questions. First of all, who is your father?
Ooh.
Okay.
Who's your daddy?
Also, your
Remember-
webcam froze for me, Josh.
It froze for me too. Get your shit together, James.
Wow, guys.
Valkan's drunk.
I'm gonna say my father was framed by the Orion Collective when I was young, and he disappeared, and I don't know who my father is.
Josh, give me an insight check.
Second.
Let's see if I can work.
Also, I was going about that chest that we had from forever ago.
Well, I was going to let Valkan do his thing before I mentioned that. Because I'm a nice guy.
So Valkan is going to notice that Rob is staring intently, just directly at him, just locked eyes, as if he's trying to figure out who you are.
I see you have that. Maybe I asked something that I shouldn't have, that you know a little bit more than you're willing to tell now. Is there anywhere else you want to go and we can talk about it? Anywhere safer? Is the everything still filling up with water?
It is. So after staring for like a lingering second, he's going to kind of snap out of it. And he's going to say, okay, we've got other pressing issues to discuss. We'll catch up on that later. Who is this king? Tell me about him.
The king is from the nation. Sorry, let me get. And I was not ready to do all the talking tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm pissed about it.
Okay. The king lives on the island of Cantor, and he destroyed the Orion Collective. The Orion Collective's sole purpose of their existence and creation was to basically subdue the monsters of the sea and Poseidon, the god himself.
Yeah, I know all about the Orion Collective secret that we don't hide things like that in the dome here.
Okay.
So that's common knowledge. But I'm more interested in why you're so dead set on killing this king. Did you just decide to do it all of your own accord?
Ooh.
He came to the eye and started making demands that were unreasonable.
He wants to know about the wizard.
A little bit. We were set this direction on our journey by a high-ranking member of the Orion Collective. We never really got his name. He just kind of transitioned from step to step in journey and guided us with information we needed, along with information that got us down here. I'm going to look frantically panicked at everyone around me.
Who's going to
Sounds
give you no
about right.
relief and let you continue talking.
Sounds about right. So Rob is going to kind of look up at the crack in the top of the dome, and the crack is almost, it's a little bit off center from this tree, but it's at the peak of the dome, essentially. He's going to look at Valkan and ask if Valkan has any spells that could potentially seal that gap.
I have a spell that I tried from the outside to mend it, but maybe if you know the spell mending, we can somehow cast the spell together.
You
and
gonna
make it
hold
stronger.
hands, gay boy?
We're gonna try because
Sorry.
Rosaline has mending as well. If we all cast this mending spell, maybe we can make this spell strong enough to fix it.
I gotta lay on hands.
So Rob's gonna kind of nod along and say, "Yeah, that sounds like the right spell." And he's gonna look at your bracelet and he's gonna say, "Make sure you use that."
Make sure you use the bracelet.
Okay.
So
Take it off and throw it at the hole.
as he says that, some more townsfolk are gonna start coming into the square. I don't want to drag a bunch of tokens on here, so just bear with me. The
Hello.
It's beautiful.
Are we gonna
Yeah,
Touching-
man.
touching tips.
Me, Kaylee. Let's go.
Those look like a perfect 12 inches there.
So the townsfolk are kind of coming out of their homes, coming out of hiding wherever they were holed up in their little safe houses. And there's a lot more of them than you initially saw, mostly because these are just simple, farmers and engineers and things like that. They're not necessarily fighters. So they were all hiding. And there's easily, 40, 50 people that are kind of gathering in this square. And there's a group of people that are going to roll out this big square structure thing. And it's got a ladder on one side. And they're going to roll it over to where it's positioned directly underneath the crack in the dome. So this is essentially like a self-supporting ladder that reaches up to the top of the dome. And Rob is going to ask for Valkan and one other person to climb up with him to the top and attempt to patch the hole.
I got this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Get out of here, Lyon.
I'm gonna
Choose
go.
me. I have healing hands.
No.
I can restore.
Does it
I can
think it
restore
has to be
6 hit
Rosalie?
points.
She
I
has
could-
mending as well.
But I have a lay on hands.
Yeah, that's not shit.
Yeah, it would have to be somebody that has mending.
Rosalie's going with him.
This is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Are you climbing to the top of the ladder?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
What would we call a Valerie or a Valkan and Rosalie fusion hoe? Like
Valerie?
I mean, right?
Valerie?
Rosa Keene.
Why don't you come on over to the top of this ladder?
Okay, let's go.
See what I did there?
Oh, come on over.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Oh yeah,
Do a
yeah.
little White House in here.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I need two things. Rosalie and Valkan both need to just give me your spellcasting ability modifier as an ability check. So for Rosalie, be Wisdom. I think for you it'd be Int, right?
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay.
Am I rolling it, or you just?
Roll it. D20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Oh, wow. Should have taken me.
Don't,
All right.
Don't mind me. I was testing my
So,
macros.
starting with Rosalie, then to Valkan. When you're at the top of the ladder, and it's the three of you at the top of this thing, I want you to describe exactly what you're doing to cast your spell and what it looks like.
Casting a mending spell?
Yes.
You sure even have Josh?
Here we go. We get to be nice and descriptive.
Is mending not a cantrip?
It's a cantrip. Kaylee doesn't have mending. She's on
Choose
drugs.
me!
I was wondering what you were talking about. I was like,
I have
Who was that? Someone came.
Maybe it's Steven.
It was Helix.
probably the guy who's never here.
Burn.
I choose you, Pikachu. Tap me in, coach.
Okay, so Rosalie, you're kicked off the ladder. Josh, just roll it again, and we'll try it with two of you, you and the NPC.
Wow. Wow. Put me in, coach. Put me in.
The same exact roll, like with two. And
So
So you're
describe
bracing up.
exactly what you're doing, what it looks like, and then I'll tell you what happens after that.
So first, I'm gonna kind of take my hands and slowly.
Which hand is the bracelet on?
Bracelet's on my left hand.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put my left hand on, kind of close this hole. Obviously, there's water gushing out. I'm gonna push and summon as much magical energy as I can, and try and pull my hands apart and try and repair it this way. Repair it like.
Can
Okay.
everybody else see my Mickey Mouse?
So you're gonna notice when your hands are up here doing the all like you just caught a touchdown and your
Yeah.
gloves say Eagles on them. It's gonna start to. First of all, the bracelet starts glowing, and your left hand is going to start to shake, like Michael J. Fox style. And
Damn.
it's going to look like you're seeing somebody weld something.
Yeah.
So a light is going to shoot essentially out of the palm of your left hand into the top of this crack, and it's going to look like you're welding it. But as you move your hand away, it's going to keep shooting into the dome and just shoot off away from the crack. And then as soon as your hands pull apart, everything stops.
Okay. I'm gonna try and repair it again, I guess.
When did these die?
Oh, people, you can see that?
Yes.
Oh, that's me screwing around. I didn't know anybody could see it, so nobody said anything. So I was just dicking around.
Is it a cactus or a person? Is that Valkan?
I was trying to make a person. But, well, it's 'cause it started with Mickey Mouse, and then I evolved.
Forrest, can you roll a d20, please?
Yep. Just to kick me out of the game.
This is whether you stay in the campaign or not.
18.
Ooh, just missed it.
Okay. So 18, you have to funnel a beer.
Oh, God. Worst punishment ever. I hate this so much. It's terrible.
But you have to, because he said it. He said it.
That's true. It's my DM. You gotta do it.
All right, Josh, roll it again.
Okay, let's.
Why is that beer yellow? Like neon yellow.
It's craft beer. It's Goose Island. It's their
Goose Island's
312.
good.
Yeah, they were selling it for $6.99 a case, so I bought 4. Yes, you heard that right. $6.99 a case.
How many in a case?
24. Yes.
Wow.
That's an appropriate reaction, Daddy.
You should definitely funnel
That's
that.
like half the price of Natty.
Exactly.
That's cheap.
Exactly.
That's
They were
amazing.
trying to-
Can
They
you
were trying to
ship
get
a
rid of
couple of cases when you ship me the funnel?
Well, I don't know if I could go back to the same gas station. I'm sure they're all out because it. And so they were trying to get rid of it, and I'll help.
There'd be a lot of drunk
Gas.
people in your area.
I feel like this is a story he told his wife. I helped them, babe. They needed me.
It still has a stigma.
You bought beer on sale at a gas station. That's amazing. What a story.
It's true.
I
Hashtag
love
that.
that. Okay,
That is awesome.
so Josh, describe your spell again, please. What are you doing this time?
So this time, I'm going to kind of the same move, hands together. And this time, I'm just going to try and keep the direction of the welding kind of shooting, aimed towards the crack, the main area of the crack. And focus all the spell's power on one spot without moving at all.
Without moving at all?
Without moving it at all. Just focused in on the deepest part of the gushing of the hole.
How long are you going to stay focused on that spot before you stop casting it?
Until I see a reaction.
Okay.
of some sort.
So, same effect when you have your hands together, bracelet glows, your hand shakes, Kamehameha's out of your palm, and at that one spot, it starts to build up like almost a very bright magma-looking material at that one spot. And as it builds up, it splits the flow of water into like a top crack and a bottom crack. So you cut it in half, essentially.
Okay. I'm going to try. When I see that it's what the reaction's happening and it's really splitting it into two streams of water, I'm going to stop and kind of catch my breath, and I'm going to try and cast the spell again one more time. This time, after I'm going to get my hands same spot, arc, and as I'm going to start on the right side of the crack, I'm going to slowly move my hands ever so slowly across the length of the crack.
Okay. So as you do that, the same effect, glowing, Michael J. Fox, Kamehameha, and the buildup on the crack just slowly works itself down in a line, like you're making a giant stitch weld all the way down. And once you get to the end of it, the water ceases flowing into the crack, and you can see it kind of sag a little bit, but the longer that you watch it and let it sit, it seems to start to dim over time. It becomes less bright, and as it dims, it hardens until it's no longer giving way at all. And by the time it's not giving off light, it's just this dark, gray, metallic-looking substance. It's firm, and it's no longer leaking.
Hooray.
Good job, James.
Welcome,
Alright.
Helix.
And also, that took about 10 minutes, so...
Bracelet power.
Butters!
Do you want to be mounted, or do you want a separate token?
Yes, I want to be mounted.
Does he want to be mounted?
I
Butters is
mount
sad,
her,
you
not the
ass.
other way
Yep, but
around,
Butters
Jeremy.
likes to be mounted.
How
Hey,
did you get your bracelet again, Falcon?
So when my father or when my mother was killed by the Orion Collective.
Maybe we should just sell that thing to this guy. Huh?
It was the last thing left to me by my mother when she was
I
killed.
like that idea.
It appears to be valuable. So.
Wait, why is my token so small? What the?
It's one
I
square.
shrunk.
I mean, it's got a
guess so.
scale to fit one square.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
All right.
You're riding little Sebastian.
We just fixed your water tank for you.
So,
You're 5,000 candles in the wind.
I'm gonna say let's go meet back up with the group and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Talk about our reward.
Talk a lot.
So as you guys climb back down, Rob is just gonna like stare at you with wide eyes, just in disbelief that you could even pull something like that off, essentially by yourself, because he was so mesmerized by what you were doing that he didn't need to assist you in casting the spell. So you were doing all of that by yourself.
So, what are we gonna do, Rob? What are you gonna do for us? And we, gave you the bracelet of destiny to fix your hole.
So Rob is going to tell you that he's extremely appreciative. He doesn't know how he can ever repay you for this. You've saved his entire community. They don't really have money down here. It's just a self-sustaining place. But he does have this to offer you. And he's going to reach into his tunic. He's going to pull out a flimsy-looking wand. He's going to say...
So a dildo.
Wow. He's going to say that
You
this
said
was...
flimsy. I was
It
thinking
just look- it looks like it's seen better days. Let's put
Oh,
it that
okay, like worn. Okay, I was thinking like it's drooping or something.
way. Not floppy, you perv.
Oh.
Is that what you're thinking?
Sorry, that's just my first thought. Was
Like
Talking
it's
about yourself,
thin. It's
being
thin and it looks kind of old.
Is that what you're thinking he said? A flaccid wand.
a flaccid one. That's what I thought you were talking about. I was like, what the?
But when it sees Lyon, it kind of...
Hey,
Stiffens up.
So he's going to tell you that this was his most treasured possession from his former life before he came down here. And it has immense power. He's not exactly sure of everything that it does, but he would suggest pointing it at enemies rather than friends. And it can do a lot of different things, and he's not unlocked all of the things that it can do.
All right, I'll take it.
What can you tell me that it does do?
So I once saw it shoot out what essentially looked like a tornado that blew everything away in a vicinity. It can shoot lightning bolts. It can make things dark or light. It's made me invisible before. It has made stuff bigger and smaller.
Wow.
All right.
It just does a lot of things. So
Okay. Well, thank you. This will be a very useful tool.
who is going to be taking the wand?
You can have it, Janice. You did all the work.
I think I need it.
I will say, so for consideration, I mean, you guys can pass it around
Mhm.
after you see what it does. Each use does take an action. So if you're going to use it in combat, the use of the wand will require an action.
Have you ever seen it do any type of healing?
Maybe we should give it to Helix.
Healing. Let me see.
Have you ever seen it do something real special like that?
I mean, making people huge sounds like it might
Well,
increase their
you
hit
did say
points.
point at enemies, not friends. So
That's true.
Like a Lulu roll.
You know, make an enemy really big.
It does
You
not
get a big
have-
dog, and you get a big dog.
It does not have any healing capability. Since you guys are going to be able to pass it around and see who wants it, I'm just going to post the link to it.
Ah, yes.
This
can
thing is going to
can
be
this
so
dude check
fun.
out our magical box that we can't get open?
Slow. You
We
cast
can,
there.
but let's focus on this wand for right now.
All right.
So basically, I poured through all the treasure lists to try to find something fun, and this thing looks freaking awesome. it basically just does random shit. You roll a D100, and it has an effect, but you have to choose your target before you cast the spell and
Okay.
roll it. So you choose a target, and then you roll, and something happens to that target depending on your roll.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Rosalie? Doesn't she have a lot of spells that just are ongoing effects?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that might be good for her.
what would your character be doing after you cast your moonbeam and you've got 2, I think.
Do you have to move them with an action?
Yeah, I have to move them. Like they follow them around,
But it's
so
a
I have to
bonus
use an
action
action.
to move you.
One of them is a bonus
Yeah.
action. The other
The
one is.
sphere, she does like a flaming sphere that she can move as a bonus action. The moonbeam is more like in one spot, and people go in and out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you ever have a hard time using a good action on your turn?
No,
I pretty much always use my action
I
effectively.
did. I
I think it needs to go to Rosalie or
What about you, Helix? Are you all constantly casting spells?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you guys alive most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It. I mean, I don't
It
know. I
doesn't.
think
While the combat of it seems neat, the out of combat seems more interesting.
I agree with that. It's
Yeah.
going to be more useful out of combat, I think.
So let's not look at it like a damage item necessarily.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter who has it as long as they're with the group.
Correct. So,
So
I definitely
James.
think it should be either me or Rosalind.
What about
Because
okay.
she's kind of like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Rosalie can just turn into a bird and just fly wherever she wants.
Yeah, and then go somewhere and use it, or you know what I mean?
Can
Yeah.
a druid use a wand?
I agree.
Yeah, anybody can use a wand. It's not like World of Warcraft.
If
Sold.
she wargs, she can pass it.
But she can hold it for now. We can switch later.
yeah, let's give it to Rosalie. We can change it up. Didn't she have the fire beads too?
Yep.
1B.
Yeah, I've got a necklace. But didn't we sell part of it?
Yeah, we got one. We
Yeah,
got
we got
1B that we're holding. That we tried to sneak, but he got it. We were bad.
Daddy Sands, Lancelot wants to search around under the hole for his leather chest piece that he got sucked through.
Lancelot wants a what?
Look for that
Looking for that leather that he sucked through the hole. He does not want to lose that.
Okay. Give me. Just give me perception.
Perception. Give me that chest.
Okay. So you're gonna see it hanging off one of the branches on this tree, about 20 feet in the air,
I'm gonna shoot
and it's
it
just
down.
dripping wet.
Can I shoot it down with a bolt?
Sure.
Choo! Blasted it.
Cool. No, you got to roll as if it's an attack.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see.
You're shooting your weapon, so roll a weapon attack.
What's the AC?
The branch's
I'm gonna
AC
speed it
is
more.
like 45.
30.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so.
He's a sniper!
All right. So you shoot your bolt at this thing, and it passes through the center of the chest, leaving behind a gaping hole. So that thing is going to fall from the branch, but it now has permanent -1 AC from the gaping hole in the middle.
Nice.
Okay.
Why did he shoot his own? What is it exactly?
I wasn't wearing it. I just use it occasionally.
What is it?
It's a flavor item. It's a piece of leather that I was wearing when the game started, but I replaced it with something.
Can I ask Robbie if he... Lionel asked Robbie, do you guys have just armor or something we buy? It doesn't have to be magic. Like, you could really use some plate. Are we willing to buy it?
Say that again?
You guys have any armor that we could buy?
No, we have no armor down here because we have no... Or so we thought. Maybe we should invest in getting some.
Are we gonna
You
take
guys
a
have
rest
any
before-
armor we can buy?
Just so happens. No, I don't.
Can you check
I
out
know
this
we got some
magical
leather.
chest of destiny that we have?
Yeah, he'll take a look at the chest.
Ace Hog! Damn it, Forrest. He's probably shit. Or he's dead from funneling so much.
Say, we could sell you back this magical wand for some money.
And the bracelet.
No.
I heard I was summoned.
Yes, show him the chest.
No.
Show me your chest. Did you shotgun that beer yet?
Yeah, I already did. Boys, I'm 4 deep, baby.
Okay.
I'm 4 deep.
Roll D4.
Yeah, I'll show him my chest. I'll reach into my bag of holding, whip out the chest, be like, hey, y'all know what this bitch is? I wouldn't recommend opening it.
So Rob is going to kind of inspect it without touching it. He's going to kind of look around and give it like one of these, kind of, one of those.
One of these?
And he's going to say, yeah, I've seen a chest like this before. I can open it if you want. It's the least I could do to repay you.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, please, yeah. Open that bitch. Open sesame.
Okay. So you need to set it down on the ground and everybody needs to back away from it.
Okay.
Should we use like a healing spell first?
Stephanie, open up, reconnect your cam. I can't see you.
I'm bloody. I'm real bloody. Before we start opening mystery
Can we
chests,
take
maybe
a
we
short
should
rest?
Hold on, I
Quick-
can use.
Can we buff up?
Guys.
Oh yeah. I'm on the verge of the cusp. of
Yeah,
that.
can we like heal up? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go over here until we have.
But yeah, can we rest for a little bit before we show them the
Yeah,
chest?
can we do a short
true, I'm
rest,
on-
Jim?
I need to
Hold
see
on,
some
who's below half?
This guy, well below half.
Me, yeah.
Lancelot.
Me.
Lyon,
My
and
one is
Azog?
like my
I'm below
arm's
half.
falling off. My arm's like
You're
barely
low
hanging
too,
on.
Thorn.
I'm
I
below
don't
half.
think I took damage last week.
Okay. I can cast Preserve Life. 30 HP divided among any number of creatures within 30 feet. I could use that.
That sounds
Or-
pretty potent.
Give me something. Where's your
It's
token?
only
at?
it's 30 divided though, so I have to
Oh.
give like 10, 10, and 10.
Do you remember how many spell slots you have left?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
I'm gonna use.
You still doing
I
good
have-
on those?
I have a level 2.
Me use lay on hands for myself for 60.
Yeah, well, we can ask. We can at least ask this guy if we can take a long rest. You know that we defeated the enemy. We fixed the seal. Why can't we just take a?
Well,
Take-
let
He's
me
not
use
going.
spells
He's not
first.
going anywhere. The question is, how long do we want to rest before we try and make our way back up to the surface?
I
Yeah,
say
I
a
think it-
long rest.
I'd say a long rest would be great.
If we're gonna do that, let me use my spells. You know.
Well,
Long
this
rest.
place is in disarray. Everything's
Yeah.
under
You don't-
inches of water. There's not really anywhere for you to stay or sleep. So you're not going to be able to take a long rest in the dome.
We got this tree right here, right? Doesn't this tree have limbs? I can climb that.
Sleep
Sleep
on
like-
them.
Is there
Yeah.
no roofs to these
Hold on.
buildings that are above water? Like we're talking real rough sleeping. Like,
Yeah. We don't need no inn.
There, I got.
We're all-
I think we'll be fine. Let's just let
level two
Felix
spell
heal
slots.
us.
Yeah, I got
I'd
2
say-
level 2 spell
I'll say
slots.
there's no particular reason for you to take a long rest right now because
Okay.
I assume once you're done down here, you're going to go back up to your ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Worst
then
case-
that sailing's along.
Worst
that.
case
I see.
scenario, we're just gonna take one hit of damage from this bag of holding and then move along.
All right, heal us up.
All right.
Helix.
All
let's
right,
do this.
I'm gonna cast Prayer Healing with one of my second level slots. It does 2d8 to up to 6 creatures.
All right, yeah.
That'll work.
So
That should be plenty of health.
yeah, let's try that one out.
Get me up there, big guy.
How do you-
Y'all
I'm gonna
post your
cast-
level 6 sheets too, by the way. I'm missing like 4 of them.
What cast Divine Sense? Do I have to sense any undead, fiend, or celestials around them for 60?
Oh my god, no! It's the wrong campaign for that.
That's 12 for everybody.
Matt,
Two,
I
three,
will
four,
tell
five.
you if you're ever around an undead, a celestial, or a fiend.
I'm just saying, I get 4 Divine Senses for long.
Hey Rosalind, what's
That's
your
great.
health at?
3.
3?
Yeah. I almost
Dear
died.
God.
Falcon. What's yours?
So hold up. I gotta interject. So okay, just a nitpicky thing. In like a fully immersed D&D world, you guys would not like talk to each other and say, how many hit points do you have? You know what I mean? It's more of a, how are you feeling?
Physical.
Are you are you beat up? Are you feeling okay? That kind of thing. So I'm
Rosalie's sort of fucked
not
up.
saying you can't discuss it. I'm just saying that let's try to make it a little bit more.
RP.
If you're at 3 health, you need to be like hands on your knees, blood dripping out of your mouth. You got an ear missing. You know,
2 black
this
eyes.
shit went down.
Okay.
Instead of
Okay.
just saying, I'm at 3 hit points. Someone heal me, please. You know what I mean? Like
Quit cheating.
there's a different connotation there.
Well,
It's not
Falcon,
cheating. It's
how
just
are you feeling?
it's nitpicky.
I like it. I like the
You're
rules.
muted, Valkan. What are you doing, man?
What are you doing, Valkan?
Please.
Get it together.
God.
He's playing arena.
This guy's got the bracelet. Let's take it from him.
You guys don't see a single scratch on my character.
So how do you feel? Okay, yeah, that's
I'm
good.
gonna use healing
All right,
hands
so
on
I'm
myself.
using it on everybody but
Damn
Falcon.
Yasuo wind wall
I
stopped all my crap.
have cure wounds too.
Nah, we should
Oh,
be
you're
good.
throwing a trident at me? Wind wall.
We can seal for 12 on
Call
everyone.
shield.
We're
I didn't even
fine.
mirror images
Let's
out.
move. Let's get this done with.
All right, so
I'm gonna
12
cast
after
healing hands
everybody.
on myself. Yeah. I'll cast healing hands on myself. Once per long rest, I get 6 hit points.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
Felix
stand over here on
killed
the
us
platform.
12.
Yes, 12 for everybody but Falcon.
All right, let's back up.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stand up on this platform over here.
So where did you set
Yeah,
the
my
chest?
back
Can
is
you
up.
ping it?
Yeah, right there. As I was leaving.
Okay. So he's going to approach it. He's going to stand right directly over it.
Helix, go away.
He's going to kind of put his hands together like this. And he's going to start glowing. His hands are going to start glowing with like a blue light. And he's going to turn his hands towards the chest, and that blue light is going to shoot in like a beam towards the chest. And it's going to have like this lighter fluid connection with the chest. And he's going to hold that for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then it's going to stop. And nothing's going to happen until, let's see, who's the closest person? Rosalie.
Rosalie's being, yeah, she's
you
look
roll-
at Matt back up. Look at Matt back up real quick. He said, who's the closest
We
person?
should
He goes,
roll
"Oh,
for
shit."
others next to it.
Perception. No. Roll perception.
Watch, Rosalie's gonna become like some all-powerful god bitch or something because she was brave enough. to
So
not move.
Rosalie is the only one close enough
Get the
to
fuck out of here,
hear.
Lyman.
After a few seconds of nothing happening, she hears just a very faint click, and the top of the chest kind of pops open.
I run up and open the
All right, I was
chest.
just like,
Y'all the best pansies.
All right, Lywin, roll a d20.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, here it goes.
that's my chest, Lywin. Okay, I found it in the sleeping chamber.
Got him!
How does Lywin know that it's open?
Because
She didn't do the click.
ooh,
I
Rosalie
just
announced
ran
it
up.
to everybody.
I just ran up after he got done.
Why don't
He
you
did.
get your bitch ass back over there until
Hey,
she films?
I rolled an 18. DM said roll 18. I rolled it.
All right, so inside this chest, Buffy.
I fling it open. Lyman flings it open. Actually, no. Butters runs up and like nuzzles it open.
All right, roll for Butters then.
I just rolled for Butters.
No, you rolled for you.
Butters gonna get
Gotta
two.
kill Butters. Butters, no! No,
So,
Butters.
as Butters nuzzles the chest open, a huge gust of air out of the chest and blows Butters' head off of her. like a freaking tornado of wind. Killer straight
Oh,
up.
man.
And the rest of Butter's body just kind of falls over next to the chest.
Done. He has died 3 times in this dome. 3 times. He's been alive a total of like 6 game minutes.
Has Butters even done anything in combat yet?
No.
Butters has just died.
Absolutely useless. He's becoming a liability.
That's dumb.
Okay, so
Alright, our scapegoat is dead.
Yeah, you guys use Lion's token.
inside the chest, you see nothing except for a single piece of paper. But
I
this
grab
piece
it.
of this piece of Are you grabbing it for real?
I'm grabbing it.
No,
Okay.
no, he's not. No, he's not.
Lyle,
really
roll
grabbing it.
roll a d20, please.
Motherfucker. He said it's a piece of paper, except it's laced in anthrax. I cut him off before he said anything.
17 TM.
Okay.
Anthrax is a DC of 20.
All right. So when you pick it up, you get a paper cut on your finger. You take 1 damage.
Good. Good.
All right. So on this piece of paper, Lyon, you see the most detailed map that you've ever seen in your entire life. And Rob is going to kind of look over your shoulder and audibly gasp and say that he has never before seen a map with this level of detail. And then it's no wonder somebody wanted to lock it up.
Because this is a world without maps, right? Another thing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
And
fold it
this
up
is
and
what
put it
the
in my
map
pocket.
looks like.
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
Is it just Cantor?
Yep. This is a
Okay.
detailed map of the island of Cantor.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wait a minute.
So I fold it up and put it in my pocket and don't show anyone.
Isn't Cantor part of the... Oh, no, it's not. It's not part of the eye. It's part of the outer. Okay.
I think we need to give it to Lancelot.
Lancelot's our cartographer.
Yeah, Cantor's the capital.
Is Cantor the capital building? Or the capital island?
No, Cantor is just an island. Sanctum is considered the capital because that's where the king lives.
Can you go to that derpy hand pencil drawing one?
Excuse me.
Real cool. Come on.
I spent at least 20 minutes on this at work.
It started as a copy stain. A piece of paper. No, okay.
So I'm gonna retroactively make this. I'm gonna retcon this thing to make this island match the map that I found on the Google map.
Okay.
Cool.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna approach Eliwin and say, "Yo, bro, let me grab that so I can copy it."
Bitch, don't.
We copy it and then we sell it when we're all done with it.
I
We
like
split
it.
I'll give you back
Try
the
to get some more of
original.
that magic word.
I just want to copy it. A couple times.
Okay. All right. I give it to Lancelot hesitantly.
All right. While we're sitting here, I'm gonna start making copies of that map.
I'm about it.
And you're proficient with cartographer's tools, right? And
Yes.
you've got the tools
I
from.
have the tools and I have parchment. You didn't tell me how much parchment I have. I assume it's quite a bit, though.
Yeah, it's enough. Just roll a flat d20, Brian.
Maybe we can sell it to the people at Three Rocks and get some more ore, and then I can mine it for us or smith it for us.
So
Interesting.
Lancelot is going to sit down on the ground and start making a copy of the map, but he forgot that he's sitting in 3 inches of water. So the parchment that he started copying onto just kind of crumbles up and tears apart under water.
All right.
Well, thank God he didn't put the
I
real map
immediately
in the
take
water.
the map back from him.
All right. We'll try it again later when we're on the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
How are we supposed to get back up to the surface? I'm going to ask. What did we say his name was?
Rob.
Rob.
Rob. Yes, I'm going to ask Rob how we can get back up to our ship now that we've helped him with everything he needs.
So Rob's going to tell you that he can accompany you to the edge of the dome where he can let you out, and that he'll be able to send you up to the top with an escort, and he kind of winks at you.
It's fucking Butters. He can get Butters back. That's what it is.
Okay. Nice. Then I guess y'all ready to go back up to the boat?
After I sub it on with Butters.
No, fuck, we need some
Some
butters in the
on the
boat.
damn
Thoughts and
boat.
prayers.
Let's not do that here.
Thoughts and prayers.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the door.
Well, I'm gonna head back up to the boat.
Yeah, I would like to follow
Yeah.
that.
Fine. Let's head
To
to
the
the
door.
On, Lauren, have fun.
He's showing us to a door. Let's go.
I take time to bury Butters' dead body.
Okay,
You
so
see it floating around the corner.
That head is evaporated.
Whatever's left of his body.
Ain't you guys?
His left hoof peeks around the corner as it disappears.
F's in the chat, boys.
F's in the chat.
Alright, so he takes you over to the edge of the dome, back where you originally came in. He does a similar spell to how he let you in the first time, where he kind of creates a door opening, like a 3-0 door, cuts it into the side of the dome. The wall of water is just held up by whatever magic he's using. And Rob is going to gesture for you guys to step out into the water.
All right. Big healthy
Alright.
step.
So I'm
Walk
assuming
out,
everybody's
I'm
walking out into the
we're all
ocean.
walking out.
So once everybody gets out, he's going to close the door up. He's going to do some kind of little twisty something. You can't really tell. Can't see what he's doing because you just see a silhouette at this point. And your group is going to be encased in a large bubble of air that rockets you up to the surface.
Nice.
And when you get up to the surface, you see that it is now daytime. The sun has risen, and the wizard is looking anxiously over the side of your ship for your return. And you also notice that the bubbles that were on the surface prior to you diving down are...
So was the wink like the bubble he sends us up in? Is that what the wink was?
Thanks for your help, Wizard. Whatever.
Thank you for your help, Wizard. You're the great. You are a great ally.
Appreciate you looking out for us.
Yeah, let's go. We swim back over onto the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was hiding
Oh,
the
yeah,
contents of that chest.
Civilization.
He didn't want us to
Did
know
we-
what was in that chest when we were at the eye.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah, because he specifically told us that we weren't ready. We didn't need to open it at the
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna get
we
up in
weren't
his.
ready.
Yeah, no, let's whisper as we swim over. Let's not tell him we opened the chest.
I'm gonna get up
I
in the
agree.
wizard's face and be like, "What's the deal?"
No,
No,
I agree
no.
with Valcam. Valcam's right. We have information now the wizard doesn't, and
Yeah.
I think we should keep that to ourselves. Speaking
Yeah.
of, he and nobody else above the water, as far as we're aware, knows that there's a fucking dome between Barbie and Wim that has a whole fucking civilization down there.
You're
that's gonna
actually
be-
you're more right here.
There, yeah. So between Poison and Barbie, there's a whole dome down there of people. So I think that's kind of cool to keep that probably to ourselves. We don't want them to have any unfriendly visitors.
So when you climb back onto the ship, the wizard is going to ask if everybody was okay.
No.
What
I'm
happened?
gonna walk right past him and go meditate.
I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm not gonna say a word to him. I'm just meditating.
I'm gonna stare at him intently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna ask him, Mr. Wizard, we
Mr. Wizard.
never
What
got
do you
your
stand for?
name in the first place. I'd really like to get your name now that we set off on our journey together. Don't you think we kind of owe each other that?
Uh,
I'm gonna push Valken to the side and be like, "What's your name, dude?" Roll intimidation.
Roll
Roll.
intimidation.
Roll persuasion, Josh.
Ah, there we go. I'm not good at that one. Oh, wait, no, I am. Alright.
We're all turning.
So the wizard is gonna just slowly shake his head and say, "That's not important right now. We need to stay focused on the mission."
Bitch.
I'm
Oh,
not
sorry,
liking the
Josh.
way this is going.
I'm sorry. I thought the 12 was yours,
Oh
Josh.
no.
But even with the 7, so it would have been the same thing.
I thought you were telling me to roll. Sorry.
No, I thought Josh was talking to the wizard.
Okay. Tried.
He tried pushing me out of the way and
Yeah.
timid, like,
I would like for my character to head towards the beds as
Me
well.
and Valkan, good
Yeah,
cop,
I went
bad
to bed
cop.
already.
He's trying to be nice, and I'm like, yo,
I'm going
dude,
to bed. I want to take a long
You
rest.
need to start telling us some stuff right now.
Okay, roll intimidation, Lionel.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, why are you actively doing what we all said we weren't going to do?
Because this dude's like stringing us along, man.
But yeah,
That
but
may
now you're doing
be.
everything.
That may
you
be,
just-
but
let's
now
see
the
if we can
time.
figure it out. Let's see if we can get it.
No!
Well, surprise, Matt did a shitty roll.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask him.
Wait, hang on. What did Lionel say specifically to the
Oh,
wizard?
I'm just saying, you need to start telling us some more information because this is getting ridiculous.
So
Like,
the
I don't like your
wizard,
secrets.
the wizard is going to be visibly angry, and Lionel is going to feel him giving off a tangible heat. As the wizard says, "You need to trust me. There's a lot that you don't know, and it's safer if you don't."
And then fucking Azog gets out of bed and storms up to the top deck and says, "Bitch, Dorn and I are trying to sleep. Y'all quit shouting up here. Let's go to bed and continue on to Barbie." Thank you.
I'm still
I'm looking at the
meditating.
wizard and say, I don't like you. Then
You cut out.
Yeah,
What'd
you
you
cut
say?
out.
I look at the wizard and say, I don't like you, I don't trust you, and this isn't over. And I go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we all just want a little bit more information from you, and you seem like you're stringing us along for not the right purposes. And then I'm just gonna immediately turn around and walk towards the door to the below deck.
Okay.
Give him the cold shoulder. I like it about.
And I'm gonna snort out of my bear nose in the wizard's general direction.
As I walk through and you close the door behind me, you're gonna just
Just look out and snort, and then close the door.
snort and close the door.
Exactly. It's dramatic.
So Rosalie, Lancelot, you guys doing anything before you go to bed, essentially?
Yeah, I want to try and copy that map again.
Okay.
I'm just
Ooh,
like,
good call. I like that.
Yeah, I'll let you copy the map.
How many times? Once?
How many times do you want to do it?
Twice.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2
more than one.
copies? Okay. That's fine. Just add it to your... I'm going to leave this page. Let's see. Are you able to like download that as an image or something?
Yeah. 1 second.
I'll leave it up for a couple minutes, but yeah, you can add 2 copies of this map plus the original to your inventory.
Yeah. I'm gonna put one on the ship. I'm gonna get.
Okay. Just make sure you... Yeah, I stole that name. Just make sure you mark it, Matt and Brian.
Mark.
The
You
map.
have the original map.
Yeah.
On Lyle.
Oh, my equipment. Got it.
Yeah.
Is there a specific name for this map, or should I just call it map?
Map of Cantor.
Okay.
And Brian, make sure you note that
Make sure I know what.
that yours are copies and
Okay.
that Matt's is the original.
Okay.
Maybe like map of Cantor parentheses copy or parentheses original.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. So I assume you guys are proceeding to Barb.
Yeah.
She sounds like a lady that asked for the manager.
Excuse me, I asked for extra ranch 5 minutes ago.
And this is not Diet Coke. This is regular.
I wanted Coke. You brought me Pepsi. Gross.
Gross.
Okay, so you guys can take a long rest here.
Nice.
Woohoo! Going the rest of the way. So, yeah, max hit points. You regain all your spell slots, all your expended stuff.
Oh boy.
Very nice.
Did you guys have any? I'm mixing my campaigns here. Did you guys have a thing where you increased your max hit points for a temporary
That was
duration?
that was us.
That was it. Okay.
That was the Monday.
Josh has a speech that he can give, but that's temporary hit points, right?
Yes.
Not maximum. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So the island of Barb. So after several days travel, you roll up to Barb. You see that there are lots of ships that seem to be converging in this location, all different shapes and sizes. It's a very busy place. You guys that are from the Eye, that grew up there, you would liken this to sailing up to the market on turn, where it's just active and lots of ships, lots of trading, lots of people on the shore. You're going to pull up and dock. When you get off the ship, there's just hustle and bustle everywhere. This is the biggest island they're the biggest port city that you've been to since you left home. Very similar in size to the Turn Market, and lots of people running around, lots of stuff going on. So what do you guys want to do at this
I'd like to
I think
try to
me-
find a smithy real quick.
I think me and Helix are probably gonna go hit up the bar.
Yep. I need a beer after that.
I'm gonna go try and find the government building, whatever building
I just
has
want to look for some shops.
government officials.
Yeah, I want to go with Dorian and we'll get some shops. Try to find like a smithy or a blacksmith shop or something.
I'm also
Okay.
looking for shops.
All right, so
Well,
you guys are-
if I wanted to go shopping, but I wanted to get a beer first, is that still possible? Or should I just go now?
One or the other.
no, you do both.
Okay, I can do both.
Let's,
All right, then
let's
I'm
just
gonna
stop
go.
by the
mind-
bar.
Keep in mind that nobody has ever been here before, so nobody knows where anything is, what anything is. So are you just
That's
going
very
to
true.
aimlessly walk around and explore, or what are you doing?
Probably that. Look for the little mug that's floating on a wooden sign outside. You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna be asking people while we walk towards the town, like, hey,
Yeah, I want to talk to some townsfolk.
yeah.
All
Make
right,
sure nobody
Helix,
reveals their magical abilities now.
what are you asking just random people?
Never mind.
Well, I walk up. I'm kind of tired. Just woke up, stumbling around. I'm real short compared to everybody else, and I'm like tapping people on their knees, like, hey.
Well, not necessarily. This place is think like cantina scene. There's just all these different shapes and
types of
sizes,
everything?
races, and just tons of everything. It's a melting pot.
Well, in that case, I'm looking for other dwarfs. I'm looking around. Do
Okay.
I see any?
You definitely
Well,
see
no.
other dwarves. You don't see any women because you can't really tell the difference, but you see other dwarves.
Okay. Well, I go approach the
Can't tell
dwarves
it.
and ask them where I can achieve my drunken state, where the finest breweries are. I need a cup of ale.
So the dwarf is going to grin. He's going to say, "Ah, you,
No Azimars, man. Sorry.
This guy's going to tell you, you want the pride of the sea. It's the greatest
Ah,
bar in the world.
yes. That's what we're looking for. Where's this at?
The
You're speaking
pride
my
of the
language.
sea- the pride of the sea is going to be about 3 blocks that way, and he points to the east.
Well, thank you, kind sir. I'm heading 3 blocks east. Do I have a name for this building?
Pride of the Sea.
Pride of
It's
the
the name
Sea.
of the
Thank
tavern.
you, sir or ma'am. I am en route. Come on, Azog. We're
I'm
going.
coming. I got my beer ready.
So, Lylon and Doran, you guys are doing something similar, but you're looking for a blacksmith?
I'd like to
Yeah,
stop at
I
a
would like
blacksmith
to
shop.
try to purchase some armor, or, you
Yeah.
know,
I'm looking for a tannery.
any magical item would do.
I'm not even looking for magical. I want plate armor.
Yeah, plate. Yeah, no magic.
You don't wear plate though. I mean, we can get magical. We can look for magical stuff after. I guess we can look.
I'm just wondering if this place is for the king or against the king.
So when you guys are walking up and down the main strip here, that's along the coast, you're going to see just dozens of blacksmith shops, tannery shops, tailors. It's like, you know, the opening scene in Aladdin where he and Abu are like walking down the strip,
Yeah.
and there's just vendors everywhere, and you have take your pick.
I would like to go to the nearest one that I hear the blacksmith hammer hitting the metal.
Okay. And so you're going to see two guys in this shop. One of them's younger. We'll call him Gendry. And one of them's older. And the older gentleman is just kind of sitting in a rocking chair watching Gendry work. And we'll call the older gentleman... What's that guy's name?
Blacksmith?
No. Not the...
Robert?
With the two
Robert?
fingers. The smuggler. I'm a smuggler. Davos.
Oh,
Sir Davos.
Davos.
Hey.
Not Sir Davos. This guy's just Davos the blacksmith.
hey, Davos the Black. I am
The blacksmith.
Oh, okay. I'm
Damn, that's a hate crime.
He said he was the Black. I didn't know. Anyway, hey man, I'm looking for some. I got half plate right now. I'm looking for some full plate. Can you help me out?
So Davos is going to jump up out of his chair, kind of surprised that anybody stopped at his little shop, and snap at Gendry and say, "Yeah, we can accommodate that, can't we, son?" And Gendry's going to run off into the back and start sifting through stuff. And Davos is going to ask you, "What do you have to pay with?"
Well, that depends, Mr. Davos. And I lean in close and I kind of whisper in his ear, "Do you have any special plate? Heavy eye contact."
Happy eye contact.
So Davos is going to lean back into Lylin, and he's going to kind of look to the right, and kind of look to the left. He's going to kind of check behind him. Gendry's still in the back doing whatever he's doing back there, and Davos is going to say, "I think I have the kind of plate you're looking for," and he's going to put his hand on your thigh.
Whoa, we won't. No. Whoa, miscommunication. No, I'll take the regular plate. Mail. The armor. Just the armor.
The gay plate.
No? Not interested in Davos?
Yeah, no, I'm good, brother. I'm good. Do you take, what do we call it, orthos here?
Orthos? God, no. Those have been banned through the whole kingdom. What are you, living under a rock?
Do you take gold?
Wait, are you carrying orthos on you right now?
No, man, I'm just saying what you take.
Okay.
Nah, man. I'm just saying. I just say things.
I think it's called Tourette's. It's just I just spew them out.
I am fluid in gold. Hey, do you take gold?
What kind of gold? Coins?
Gold.
Chunks?
Pieces? GP?
Teeth?
Coins. Let's say coins.
Coins? Yeah, what kind of, are you looking for a breastplate, greaves, helmet, gloves, gauntlets, I guess?
Comes together, but yeah, I'm looking for like a chest plate, like a full set kind of thing.
Full set? A full set's going to run you about 100 gold.
Come again?
This is handcrafted plate armor. I mean, it's the market price. You're not going to find anything cheaper.
How much would you take for my chainmail that I'm currently wearing?
I was gonna say, bitch, you don't even have any gold.
No, I have gold. Everybody has 10 gold. Everybody has 10 gold. He told us. No, we started with 10 gold.
Everybody started with 10 gold pieces. He's right.
Why do I have 15?
You should just have 10 in your inventory. Need you to roll a charisma check, please.
Charisma check.
Charisma.
Okay, I have +3 on. Oh, okay.
My guy has 1300 EP, whatever that is.
Jesus.
Why is that +9?
Oh, that's
I have
that's Orthos going.
Actually, I need you to tell me if this would apply or not. So, since I hit level 6, I have an aura that I have aura protection. Would this be considered a saving throw?
No.
Oh, never mind then. Sorry. Then it would just be +3.
So it's a 7.
Yeah.
So Davos is going to kind of look you up and down. His eyes are going to linger a little bit below the waist. And
It is huge. We have established.
he's going to say, he's going to say for all that, I mean,
Southern Garden Butters.
hold up. So for your set of chain, he's going to say that's seen battle at least once or twice. I'd probably give you 3 gold pieces for that.
3, and you want 100 for your.
This is plate, brother. This is the real deal.
I tell you what.
Nike logo and everything.
We're gonna have to figure out what to do about this exchange rate or what we're.
Have you
Is it all on our
ever
own money?
seen a goat?
Goat? Yeah, I've seen a goat. I've seen plenty of goats.
How do you feel about goats?
You know, their cheese is good.
You want to go?
Yeah. So that special plate we were talking about. How do you feel about special goat plate?
No, not into that sort of thing. What are you, some kind of sick freak?
No, bro. What are you doing?
I just say things, remember?
Yeah.
That's right.
Shit. Words come out of my mouth. Damn it. Does anybody have any gold? Me.
No, we all have
Only
Orthos.
with
We gotta
Doran
figure out-
and Lancelot, right?
We have 10 gold.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we're not saying anything.
Okay. Is there any light armor shops selling shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Can I try to intimidate this guy to give it to me for 10 gold?
The
whole
Yeah?
Sure.
I'm stepping out of the building.
I've never stepped in.
Hey, man. You're going to give me this plate for 10 gold. Fair enough?
So he's going to look at you and say, I like a man that knows how to take charge.
God! Why did I pick the game like this? Is this why his name is Orthos the Black?
That neither of those
What was
is
that noise?
Orthos the Black. It's
So after saying that, yeah, it's Davos the blacksmith.
Davos the Black.
Oh, gotcha.
But he's going to say, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Selling it that cheap would close down my shop.
Yeah. I've got plate here in the player's handbook is 1,500 gold pieces.
Whose side are you on, Valcan?
What? Yeah, I was gonna say what.
Whoa,
that was Lancelot. That was
Oh, I know, but it's usually Valcan.
Sounds like you were getting a good deal at 100.
Alrighty. So what? Oh, can we walk into this light armor
Yeah,
shop?
Brian, I'm kind of going off my own scaling since the gold is not the main currency.
Oh, yeah.
Because in a standard campaign where you guys found 10,000 orthos, that would have been like 10,000 gold pieces, right?
Okay.
So
I feel
just
it.
trying to.
So I'm
skip
super
on the
excited
fly.
we have a currency that
That is useless.
super stoked about that.
I know. What are we gonna do at the bar, man? Probably gonna be a beer.
I mean, I got 10 gold.
Dick
We
for
can bring
beer.
it up 10 gold.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you guys
Alright, well,
doing? Doran
Shit, I
and
look, yeah.
I would
Lancelot?
like to ask if I can craft any chest leather piece items. I would take pants, a hat, a cap.
Okay, so you're gonna look for a tanner with like he's got like leather and pelts and stuff hanging outside of his shop. This guy's name is gonna be Tanner, the Tanner.
Nice.
Yes.
So Tanner the Tanner, when you come in his shop, he's gonna say, looks like you could use something to protect yourself while you're sneaking around stabbing people. He's picked up on the fact that you're a rogue because you've got knives and stuff hanging off of your belt.
Yes, I do like to remain in the shadows and be silent as possible.
So you're gonna want something that allows you to move, breathe, and still be quick. Something light.
That would be ideal.
What are you looking for in particular?
Mm, I would take just a nice vest. You know,
Vest. Okay. So he's going to go in the back, and he's going to pull out kind of a really sleek black leather vest. It's got like an embroidered pattern along the waistband, and it goes down over the top of your legs a little bit, kind of like a tunic. And
this
he's
is
gonna
very
say,
nice.
yeah,
This might be a little out of my price range.
price range. So, what are you looking to spend, and how are you looking to pay?
Well, I've only got with me here but 10 gold pieces. But I also have 10 pounds of raw leather, if you could put that to use, or if I could sell that to you to compensate for any differences.
The leather would be useful. They do buy leather in bulk, but it's always good to get, organic stuff. Where did you get this 10 pounds of it?
Oh, from my hometown of, it's overseas actually. We got here just the other night. Still fresh, very moisturized leather.
Moist?
I'm sure you've heard of the eye.
Ah, the eye, yes. That's some of the best corn in the world.
The turn market, particularly, some of the finest quality goods.
Okay. Yeah, that's high quality leather. All right, so he'll give you this leather chest piece for all of your leather and
And all my gold, okay.
What the fuck?
It's fucking leather, dude.
Whoa!
Dave, see if he's got
Steve
studded
Island.
leather. Ask him if he'll do studded leather instead.
Somebody studded leather?
Yeah, page
It sounded like that was embroidered with something.
145.
yeah, I would consider that studded leather.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It sounded pretty nice on how you described it.
Okay.
Alright, yes, I accept. I buy it. With all
Okay.
my gold and all my leather.
What page is that on the handbook, Brian?
145.
Equipment section.
145. 12 plus his dex modifier.
Yeah, so you're basically getting an extra AC, Dave.
Oh, nice.
It's one more AC.
After
Can I
he's
have another
purchased
shot
his
this
armor, I
Smith?
have a question for you, DM.
What's your question?
I think
So my my gloves that I got crafted at the magical forge, whatever his name is. I don't see it. I've got the wiki up, but our magic items. I had some leather gloves crafted. Since I'm wearing those, do I get the armor class bonus, which should be 11 plus a dex modifier, or are you taking that away since I have a hole in my chest piece? I have on leather gloves, but my chest piece has a hole in it.
Well, 5th edition handles armor as like a whole,
Right.
right? So your character has an armor class.
Okay.
And if you're wearing certain pieces of gear, they add to your armor class. So I would say it's the sum of all the parts, right? So if you've got a bonus from your gloves, you add that. If you've got a minus from your chest, you subtract that. And whatever the total is at the very end is your total AC.
Okay.
what was my vest embroidered with again? Gold?
No, just studded leather. Well,
Studded leather? Studded vest?
yeah, it's got to be
Just trying to
studded.
put
It's got to be studded with something, though.
Would it be steel or iron?
Yeah, we'll say some kind of metal, non-precious metal.
Steel? or iron?
Damn.
Steel is definitely stronger than iron.
Say iron, because this is not the strongest, and it's not the most expensive chess piece.
But it gives me +1 AC.
Yeah, one more than whatever you have right now.
Weighs like 5 pounds.
13 pounds.
13 pounds for a desk?
It's studded with iron, yeah.
Can I attempt to offer my neatly packaged salted meats to the smith?
To Davos?
Yeah, it's a Davos with butter standing beside me, and I kind of like, hey.
I bet he's gonna like some salted meat.
So, when you offer your package of neatly salted meats, Davos is gonna kind of, he's gonna double over a little bit.
Splooge himself.
He's gonna say, "You got to stop talking dirty to me."
Oh my god! No, I have neatly packaged salted meat. I have 6 pork, beef,
Need
5
more
venison,
water,
and 6 live.
So Davos is gonna say, "Can I see your neatly packaged salted meats?" and wink.
Oh my god! So I'm gonna pull them out the meat that I have packaged and lay them before
Easy.
and show him. Listen, I'll give you this in my 10 gold plate.
So Davos is gonna look obviously disappointed that you actually meant meat, and he's gonna say, "No, we've got all the food we need. We don't need food. This stuff costs gold. If you don't have gold, maybe you should go somewhere else."
You should offer your body.
Am I gonna have to do gay shit with this guy to get my plate? Is that what this is getting to?
Whatever you want to do, man.
Oh my god!
How much is it worth to you?
Look away, Butters! Look away!
Make sure you wear a condom.
Just suck a dick. Just suck a dick for some good plate. I don't see
Gendry's
the
not
thing.
looking. Gendry's
It's
not
not
looking.
even worth it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm not doing it. I'm not
That's
doing
totally
it.
worth it. That could save your
No.
life. One
No.
dick suck to
Can
save
I-
your life?
No!
Come on.
I will die before I suck that dick.
Wow.
Can
Priorities, man.
can I ask Tanner if he can repair my chess piece?
Yeah. So he'll look at it and say, yes, he can fix this, but he can't do it for free.
Okay. What do you feel is a fair wage?
I mean, you already gave
Suck us
all your
good.
gold.
I
He's going to
didn't.
say,
I didn't give anything. I've not bought anything.
oh, that's true. That's true. Never mind. Sorry. I'm mixing up my people.
Look at the
A repair like that would be pretty cheap. He would do that repair for 2 gold.
All right, I'll give him a firm handshake and hand him the damaged leather.
Okay, so he's going to tell you to come back tomorrow because he's going to work on it this evening.
Sure.
He's also going to say, hey, while you're in town, a good close by place to stay is the Pride of the Sea. If you don't have anywhere to stay yet, they've got a lot of rooms and the best beer in town.
All right. Thanks, Tanner. I'll give you 1 gold now and 1 gold when I return.
That's fair.
See
So
you tomorrow.
Tanner the Tanner is going to take his chess piece back into the back of his shop and start working on it.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the D place.
Rosalie Valcan. Valcan, you said you're looking at the government building.
Yep. I want to mosey through. I kind of want to do a general perception check of any structures that look formal or military, anything like that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
So what you can see as far to the east and as far to the west as possible is just a single, somewhat winding street. This street is packed with people and horses and carts, and they're going both directions. There doesn't seem to be any organization to it. It's just people going back and forth. On either side of you, on the north side of the street and the south side of the street, are shops and storefronts and street vendors as far up and down the strip as you can see.
Do I see any?
You don't see anything that would be considered formal, and you don't see any kind of police, government officials, anything like that.
Okay. I want to find. I want to find the oldest person I can see, the oldest gentleman.
Okay. So, given that there's a huge swath of people here to choose from, you see a really old, frail-looking man who's walking with a cane.
Okay, I want to walk up, and I want to kind of ask him if he needs any assistance getting to where he's going.
So the man's just going to say, "Oh, thank you for offering, but I prefer to get out and walk on my own. It helps loosen up my bad knee."
I'm going to ask him if where the nearest. I'm going to ask him who is the. I'm going to say, hey, I'm new here to Barb, and I'm looking for a good place to stay the night. Do you know where a good place to stay the night would be?
Well, back in my day, there used to be an amazing place. Man, I'm terrible at coming up with names on the spot.
It's all right.
Used to be an amazing place called the Smoky Mountain Brewery, but it got closed down after the fire. And then after that, there was the Jig, but it closed down because they never got enough business. And this man, being so old, is going to start to ramble off about a story of the time he saw his friend Joe at the Smoky Mountain Brewery. And you remember Joe. Joe was Tim's brother. No.
Okay, I'm going to stop him and I'm going to ask him where does he pay his taxes?
Taxes? What taxes are you talking about?
I'm going to ask him, so you don't pay any taxes. Are there any guards that are mean to you here locally? Here around?
No. People tend to leave me alone.
I'm going to ask him where the nearest place of worship is.
If you're into that sort of thing, you're going to have to go outside of town for it. You don't really do that kind of thing here.
Okay. Are there any government buildings here in the town?
What's a government?
Okay. Well, sir, I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to mosey back towards where I left the rest of the gang, and I'm going to try and find someone who looks like they know where a bar would be.
Okay.
I want to find someone who looks drunk on my way back
Someone who
towards
looks
everybody.
Just look for the doors.
The doors.
Okay. Yeah.
He can't hear us, Steven. We're walking away. I always forget that when we're doing this.
I'm giving him a hint.
So you see an old, frail-looking man, and as you're walking by, he's kind of sitting on the ground, and he's got a little silver hip flask. And as he goes to take a swig of it, he drops it and spills it all over himself, and he goes, "Frick! Did it again."
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to pick it up off the ground, and I'm going to hand it back to him and say, "You having one of those days, my friend?"
Every day is one of those days.
Well, is there somewhere I can get you a beer at to maybe make your day a little bit better?
You're buying?
I'm buying.
Well, we got to go to the Pride.
Let's go. Take me there.
Follow me.
Okay.
And he's going to start walking down the road to the east.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Did you tell me to roll a d20?
Yep.
Okay.
So in
Oh no! I think I have
wrong
to strike it. I think I have to funnel a beer. I don't think that hits it.
Sometime in the next 16 minutes, you have to funnel a beer.
Damn it! Every time.
Rosalie, what are you doing in this town?
I'm wandering around, right?
Yeah.
I'm
You talking into your mic? Talking to your mic. This is a party. You got to talk into your mic.
I'm looking for a shop that has vials in it. So can I roll a perception check?
No, you don't need to roll perception for that. You can stop at a potion shop here. It's an actual store. It's not like a street vendor. It's like a full-blown store that has, as you walk in the door, you can see that it's got like one of those, I don't know what you call it, like a chain kind of gate thing that would come down when they close it up to keep it locked up, like at the mall. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's got one of those above the doors. You walk. The front has like a glass window with shelves and vials with liquids of all different colors. So it's a potion shop.
Is there a worker there that I?
Yes. Somebody behind the counter is going to say, "How can I help you?"
I'm looking for specialty vials of potions that you wouldn't normally sell to just everyday.
What does that mean? And how do I know you're anything different from an everyday person?
What?
That's a legitimate question.
Did I stutter?
That's a typical woman answer.
What?
Yeah. Excuse me? How dare you?
Can I speak to your manager? Yes, you can do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna take out the little gem from the necklace that I have and say I need some magical type potion.
That's a secret
What
word.
the hell? Forrest.
What? Sorry, I had to push down the recycling. All those cans, man.
So this lady's eyes are going to get really big, and she's going to say, "You need to get out of this store right now."
What have you done?
Yep. Fuck that one up.
Excuse me?
Typical woman.
Where's your manager?
Yeah.
Can I ask her why?
What do you mean, why? You're not supposed to have that. Get out of here before people come in and think that I'm fraternizing with you. Okay. So who is not going
Not what?
What?
to the Pride? The tavern slash.
I'll
inn?
go. That sounds fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and drag you. You see? Let me see what you can see.
Yeah.
I gotta zoom out. There it is.
There it is.
Is this the tavern?
Okay, so when you get a little bit further away from the main, it's 3 blocks. It's still heavy foot traffic, but not as heavy as it was when you first stepped off of the dock. You're going to see this sign right here. It's a very old, worn-looking wooden sign, and you assume that it says Pride of the Sea, but about half the letters are missing, so you have to kind of piece it in with your head. It looks really run down and old, and it's got a little courtyard here that you're standing in. It's stone walls all around, and a big front patio with chairs. You summoned Butters. Of course you did. Let me copy Butters.
Are we all in this courtyard together?
Yes.
Okay. Have I? Hold on.
Well, this-
Okay. Keep going where you're going because I want to interrupt you right at the end for the thing.
That was pretty much it. I was just gonna say, you
Okay.
see this front patio. You've got a couple steps leading up to a big entrance,
I'll be right back.
and that's it.
So the guy I'm accompanying, I want to walk right on through, even though I saw everybody. I don't want to acknowledge anybody else. I want to walk through with this guy right into the bar.
Actually, I need to bring a token for him. Give me one sec.
Man, I had a whole conversation planned out with a bar guy and the whole thing. Didn't get to.
You'll have to save it.
Okay.
Oh, that part's coming. Don't you
I'm
worry.
sure it will.
Let me come here. Oh.
Josh, I'm gonna give you control of this guy.
That's fine.
Okay, go ahead and drag him where you want to go.
This guy. Okay. Yeah, I want to go march right on into the bar.
Okay.
We shout after him. No, Valkan. Hey, what's up, man?
As he does that, I want to cast a magic hand without anyone seeing, and I just want to push him away backwards, away from me, and then I want to get rid of the hand. I want to cast it quickly and push him away, and then keep walking.
Scroll up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. I just wanted to see what I'm revealing. All right, so as soon as you walk in, again, I didn't want to drag 100 tokens in this thing, but this place is packed, standing room only. There's no tables open. Bunch of people in here drinking, yelling, having a good time. When you walk in, this guy here, from behind the bar, he's going to yell out with a booming voice, somehow carrying across the room above all the noise. He's going to say, "Welcome, friends. Is this your first time at the Pride?"
I'm gonna say yes, it is.
He's going to say, "I thought so. I never forget a face." He's going to introduce himself as Sam Swinner, but everybody calls him Red.
Okay.
So you should just call him Red, and he's going to invite you to relax, have a drink, and he's going to ask you if you plan on staying here for some amount of time.
I plan on enjoying a few brews and talking here with my new friend for a while, but I don't like to commit myself to anything much more than a few hours ahead of.
Fair enough, but what you should know is we for virgins like you, and he kind of smiles when he says virgins. So if you agree to stay for 2 nights at the nightly rate, then on the first night you drink for free.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask him how much does 2 night stay cost.
1 gold per person per night.
I'm gonna say I'll keep that in mind as I'm drinking, because I don't know if I'm gonna be staying here tonight.
Okay, fair enough. So I got to charge you full price then. What can I get you?
I'm just gonna do one of the local brews, whatever your favorite, whatever you think best epitomizes the beer or the brews here.
And for your friend?
He is going to have the same.
So this guy's going to kind of walk back here. He's going to grab 2 mugs that look like the Grail that Indiana Jones picked. Just they've been used a million times and have possibly never been washed. He's going to go to this barrel. It's got a little tap at the bottom. And he's going to pour this like amber-looking liquid out into both of these glasses, close the tap, slap him down in front of you, and he's going to say, "Tell me that's not the best damn beer you've ever had in your life."
I'm going to take a big old gulp. I'm going to keep chugging. And I'm going to smash about half the pint down on the on the bar, and I'm gonna say it is the best damn beer I've ever had.
Did you chug the whole thing?
No, half. Just took half.
Okay.
So, and then I'm gonna lean over to my friend here and ask his name.
So, your friend, by the time you lean over to ask him his name, he's putting down an empty cup and motioning for Red to give him another one.
I'm gonna say, hold on, friend. I said I'd buy you one round. Don't get too hasty.
I look over at Azog and I just watched Valkan chug half a beer.
Did we? Are we
I
inside
laid
yet?
it. We're already there, man. We've been drinking. They've been out doing whatever.
Well, that's what I thought. So are we inside? Let's get inside then, right?
Yeah. You go
Yeah,
ahead
we're
and move inside.
And I lean over to Azog and I'm like, I remember my first beer.
Since you guys got here earlier, you can get a table if you want.
Yeah, we'll get us
Yeah,
a
let's get a
table.
Oh man,
You gotta be near the bar.
I don't know. I want to be away from the bar. I want to see the whole place. Let's get right
Yeah,
here.
let's get a corner seat.
Yeah, over here.
So over here, I'll go ahead. You got a fireplace in the corner.
Yeah, let's get. I want to be right here next to the fire.
So this guy is going to tell you that his name is Mark.
Mark. I'm gonna ask what Mark's occupation is.
Oh, Mark is kind of between jobs. No fault of his own, but it's some people are just really hard to work for, and other people don't appreciate good and hard work. So you know how it is out there.
Well, who was your previous employer that was so hard to work for?
So Mark used to work as a deckhand, just freelance. He would do one job at a time, sail out to an island, sail home. He did that for a while, and then he worked in town for a while. He thought he wanted to be a blacksmith, so he was a blacksmith's apprentice. That didn't work out. He didn't like the heat. He tried to be a cook for a while, but turns out he couldn't make anything, and he burned the simplest stuff. He's just kind of done a lot of different things, and nothing ever really stuck.
So I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna whisper to him, well, that the king sent me to clean up the little problem that's here on the island.
What problem are you talking about?
You haven't heard of the problem?
What problem are you talking about?
I'm just asking. If you don't know, then you don't know. So I'm gonna ask. I'm really just trying to get information out of him. But
Deception.
I didn't know what I was trying to ask something. But I don't know what I'm trying to ask.
You're trying to figure out the problem. You know, the problem.
So
It's there.
Mark is going to kind of look at you with an inquisitive look on his face and say, if you're with the king, why aren't you wearing a green cloak?
I'm going to tell him that I am a higher rank than the Green Cloaks, and I only do the king's personal bidding.
I like that. Pretty good answer.
So his eyes are going to get really big. Oh. And he's going to get really quiet.
Well, why'd you get so quiet there, Mark?
It's just that I don't really know you all that well.
Well, I told you I was from the king, don't you?
You got muted on the second half of that.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. He just said, I don't know you that well, and I probably talking.
Oh, you cut out again.
Love it. Okay.
I heard
Go and push to talk. So He said he doesn't know you all that well, and he probably shouldn't be talking as much as he has been.
Do you listen? The king sent me. He sent me to find someone someone who wanted to help, someone who wanted to make a difference. And I stumbled upon you. You seem like you've had your ups and downs in life, and you seem like a person who needs a lucky break. So if you help me out and give me the information I need, so that way I can do the king's bidding, I'll make sure I put in a good word for the to the king for the assistance I had here.
Roll persuasion. What do you want to know?
I want to know who really runs this island.
And nobody really runs this island. It kind of runs itself.
So there's no black market. There's nothing going on here that the king shouldn't know about. That would be a bunch of magical information that since it's been banned, a bunch of magical items that have been banned. An organization that's working against the king that maybe have information here or operates out of here.
Roll persuasion one more time. So Mark is going to lean closer to Valkian and say, I do know of something, but I could lose my life if I tell you about it. And I don't think it's worth it.
I already guarantee. How about the? Okay. So then I'm going to cast Magic Hand again, and I'm going to pick up his glass and just slide it right towards him. And then I'm going to say, how about you have one more of those, and then we talk again.
Smooth.
Now you're talking. So as Red goes to fill this up, he's going to look over at this direction, and he's going to say, hey, kid, don't you know there's no pets in here?
Whoa. This isn't a pet. This is more than a pet.
No, you need to take that thing outside and tie him up out back with the rest of them.
Butters is just over here drinking a beer.
But it's a goat.
Oh my god.
Like, she just sipped on a beer, bro. Like, she didn't do anything to you.
I lean back and say, "Yeah, get that foul thing out of here."
Let's see what kind of establishment this is. God.
No, you're going out back. Out back. That's not the back. Boy, where were you raised?
God, buddy. Come
Look
on,
over at
Butters.
Azog, and I'm like, "This is one of our party members. We
Come
have to deal
on,
with him."
Butters.
Yeah. Can you
Me's
believe
and
it?
yous, girl. Me's and
There's
yous.
literally a sample. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I was ready for Butters.
I'm gonna tuck Butters in over here.
Is there tables out there? No.
No.
I'm gonna tuck her in nice and nice. You're a good girl. Back inside.
All
guys
right,
are
so
Hold on. While he's
or-
out there, while he's out in the stables, I look over to Azog and I'm like, "Let's go out there and see what's up." What's
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
about
bag?
that life.
Yeah, let's go out there and have a talk, because, I've been drinking, and I see Valkan talking to somebody over there. I'm not really sure what's going on. Let's see if Azog's heard anything while he's been over there.
Yeah, in fact, and so when Helix and I were at the bar when we first got there, while y'all were all y'all were away, I went up to the bar to grab a drink, And while Red was pouring me the drink, there's some random guy next to me. I had said, told him a story about how on our way here, when we saw the craziest thing, somebody used some sort of magical spell to light a fire or something, and we were like, "That's so crazy. What do you think about it?" And the guy was like, "Magic. That's terrible. Oh no!" And so that's how I knew that there's the king rules this thing, and I had told that to Helix, so we know that the king runs this island.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, DM? Because that was going to be my whole, back and forth spiel, but I'll just figure I'll make it quicker.
Yeah, that's fine for now, but that might
Okay.
change.
Ooh, okay. So Helix and I might know that they don't like magic here. Okay. So now we want to talk more about it. So we're going over here to check things out.
What you know is that the people that you have encountered thus far have acted
Yes.
that way. But this
Yes.
is such a large place that you don't know for sure that that's representative of the island as a whole.
Right. So that's just me and Helix talking shit, being like, "Oh my god, this whole island must be that way too." So yeah, we assume things, even though that's not necessarily true. Maybe. Okay.
So Red refills this guy's cup and brings it back, and Mark draws it back again and pounds like 3/4 of it in one go.
So are you ready to talk yet? I'm asking Mark.
Hey, bring Mark back here to the stables.
Mark is.
I go
Mark-
inside and motion to Valkan. Hey, come back here. Bring Mark.
We don't know anything about Mark, though.
Oh, we're about to learn about a lot.
Go learn today.
We're gonna learn about Mark back here in the stables. Butters.
Wow.
I'm gonna learn what kind of man he is.
Let's see what kind of man he is.
I'm gonna exit out the front and go grab the blacksmith and have him come too.
Yeah, let's beat him up and steal his
Like it's
stuff.
a party.
So Mark is going to say, "Look, I don't think you understand how serious this is for me. If I tell you this could be my last night on Earth. I mean, how is 2 beers supposed to pay for my last night on Earth? I don't understand."
Listen, I've told you I'm from the king. I can give you the king's protection. There isn't anyone on this island that is as strong as me.
Whoa,
I guarantee you I can protect you.
What if I slide down the map of the king's place to Janus to use as proof that he works for the king or whatever? I'll just like quietly slip it into Janus's pocket and kind of nudge him so he knows what I did. And let him,
Yeah, you can do that.
he can make the choice.
Okay. So as Lancelot walks by, I feel him kind of nuzzle into me, and I can tell that my
Nuzzled you?
well, he kind of knocked a shoulder into me as I'm kind of sitting sideways
his
on my
nose?
stool, and I feel that there's something a little bit heavier in my shirt, in my jacket. He left. Lancelot left something when he walked by. So as I'm talking, I'm gonna reach in. I'm gonna say here, or I'm gonna reach in. I'm gonna feel what he left me. He left me paper. I'm guessing I can assume what it is. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna show him this map. I'm gonna say, if anyone wasn't from the king, how would they have access to this kind of information? And show
This
him.
kind of boner.
It's not a map. He's just happy to see you. So Mark is going to look at that map as he's finishing off the beer, and he's just going to spit his beer out all over the bar, to which Red is going to go, "Hey, do I need to cut this guy off?"
I'm gonna say, oh no, Red. Just put it on my tab. Don't worry about it. I got all the gold you'll need to pay for all these drinks.
So Red's
If we
just
need
kinda-
to, I'll pay for a room for him here tonight.
Okay, Red's going to go back to cleaning that same glass that doesn't seem to be getting any cleaner the more he scrubs it. So Mark is going to look at the map and look at you and look at the map and look at you and say, "Okay, I guess you are who you say you are. So you want to know this thing that I know about this secret underground trading network that exists on this island?"
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'll lean in closer to Mark.
So Mark is going to lean in super close. He's going to say, "Okay, I know where you can buy and sell human hair for your own purposes. And he's going to sit back in his chair and wait for your reaction.
All right,
came in
that's
at a
it.
really
I'm
weird
taking this
time.
guy to the state.
I'm going to say, well, friend, I do have one more thing for you, but I need to not give it to you here. It's from the king. I need you to follow me this way, and I want to take him back to the stables.
Yeah, we are.
The other
Okay.
treatment.
Go ahead and drag him out there.
But alright.
Okay. Who all's in the stables with me now?
Oh, I'm coming.
I see what's happening, and I'm
Who is
choosing
in
to
the
follow.
stables now?
Oh,
I just want to stay and be a bystander now.
No, it's happening. You had
Okay.
your fun, Valkan. Now
I'm
it's
gonna
time.
motion to someone to go stand by the doors to make sure no one comes in here.
All right, I'm gonna get up in this guy's.
I'll do that.
Listen here,
I'll
you
be
little
a guy.
shit. I'm tired of playing with you.
I'm gonna tell Doran to go sneak around and find as much information in the bar as he possibly can while we're doing this interrogation.
We'll surround them. There we go.
Well, do we now know that what he said to?
Yes, I'm gonna
Sneak around a bar.
fill everybody in on everything so far. And I'm gonna let them know that they're mine. I'm gonna tie this guy up too. We're gonna tie him up here. When we walk in the room, I'm gonna tie him up
Yeah, we are. And
first.
take off his pants. I mean,
Can
we're
you
just gonna tie him up.
Jeez.
Can you actually give me a little breakdown too of what the whole thing about human hair was? Because Amber walked in, I had my headphones up, and then I put it in, and then Daddy's face is like up here on the camera, and then something about human hair, and
So-
like decapitation. I was like, what's going
This
on?
guy revealed to Valkan that he knows where to buy and sell human hair.
So
In bulk, mind you.
in bulk.
Wow.
So when we get in this room, I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm gonna lead with. I'm gonna tell Mark. I was like, these are my associates from the kingdom. Like I said, we all work for the king. We're all here to discover on what's going on in this island that the king doesn't want him to know about. And then I'm gonna proceed to tell them everything. So here's how this can go. You can actually tell me what you're hiding, or we can get the information out of you.
Everybody in this room needs to roll deception. Except Valkan. Valkan has already convinced this guy.
Ooh, nice.
Everyone in
Oh,
this room.
that was my roll. Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't mean to
Let's
roll
roll deception. This ain't gonna be pretty.
All right, the second one's for Butters. Butters rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Butters is just a normal coach. She's not deceived.
That's what I was hoping for. That's why I made everybody roll. So when Valkan announces this big master plan,
Bruce Lee.
Lancelot is going to kind of turn and look at Valkan and say, I thought we were trying to kill the king.
And as soon as he says that, I'm gonna punch Mark in the face as hard as I can.
I want to punch him in the
Okay.
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Roll an unarmed attack.
Unarmed attack.
Yeah, so that's going to be a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Good luck.
Ooh, yonkers.
With advantage because he's tied up.
Oh, that was not a roll. I guess that can be a roll.
With
It was
advantage.
-1, so it's technically a 0.
I got
With
it.
advantage.
Hold on. Here's advantage.
My unarmed strike is +7.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
So
I'm gonna
you
take
try to punch Mark in the face, but he kind of just leans back ever so slightly, and you hit air and then fall down on your face.
I attempt to punch him in the
No,
face.
I punched him in the face. You did.
I want to punch him in the face.
I hit a 27 with the bit.
All right, Azog seeing Valkan whiff and fall on the ground. Azog is going to walk up and punch Mark in the face, and it's going to fully connect with his temple and knock him unconscious.
We're trying to talk to him.
Fuck Azog.
Do I see any water in this room?
Yeah, there's gonna be like a bucket, a large bucket of water over here.
I'm gonna use shape water and pick that up and drop that right on his head. The water. Trying to wake him up.
Okay, let's just do a flat D20 for that, and I'll give you 11 or higher. Okay. He's awake.
He's awake. Okay. So I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say that now. You can give us the information you have, the easy way or the hard way. And I'm gonna wink at Azog to hit him again.
Oh God, not again.
So you can see the fear on Mark's face when he's looking at Azog, and he's gonna pee a little bit. You can see it kind of dribbling through his pants. And he's going to say, look, man, I already told you everything I know. I don't know what else you want from me.
Where do we get the human hair?
Yeah, let's ask him about the human hair. Let's say, I'm going to ask him, then tell me all you know about the human hair.
All right, so he's going to say, fine. So I know a place where if you go on Friday nights at 1 a.m. and you go to this place, you have to say a secret code, and it changes every week. And I don't know what the code is. I've never been able to get in. But if you say the right code, they let you in, and you can trade for human hair that they've taken from bodies or cut off of live people or whatever. That's all I know. Please don't hit me again.
What do they do with that?
What do you do with the hair?
I don't know what they do with that. I don't buy the hair.
You said you tried to get in.
We don't care
Said
about
you tried to
this
get
hair.
in. So
Well, yeah.
Or
Maybe it's a way to make some money. I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I just know that it's out there.
do you know if it's profitable or not?
I don't know if it's profitable. How am I supposed to know that?
Shit, I only rolled a 4.
Does anybody else want to try and get information out of this guy?
I'd like to just
I think we can just kill him and leave him here and bury him underneath some of the
butter.
Yeah.
Butters can eat him. We can put him underneath some of the straw.
Butter's
But
gonna eat him.
I tried to get information out of this guy for what we needed here, but he might be just totally useless to us. And now he's going to go out there and tell everybody that we work for the king we're trying to kill the king unless we kill him here in this area and we hide his body here. I want to say all this out loud to this guy.
Murder hobos, man. It's good.
Yeah, I'm down to murder. I'm wrong.
So this guy is visibly just pissing himself all down his pants right now. Halfway.
Yeah, I want to begin to drag him back to this back stall.
I'm gonna go back and get some more beers. Rosalind, you got this, because I'm not being part of it. Paula would not be very happy with me.
I like how you slink off too.
I'm gonna look at him one more time, just me, him, and Butters, and I'm gonna say, "You have one last chance to tell me anything you know."
So he's going to start openly weeping and say that he doesn't know anything. Please just let him go. He'll never tell anybody about this.
Okay, I want to slit his throat and hide his body.
Oh my god!
Damn!
Whoa! I was joking.
No, I do. I want to slit his throat and hide his body into the straw.
Okay, so this guy's evil.
Why don't we just tie him up?
Can I
But what if
attempt
he
to attack
gets
Valkan?
out? If he gets
Honestly, I'm with Valkan on this one. Sorry.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
And sure, we don't need.
Oh my god, no! I'm moving.
Knock him unconscious.
No,
No,
Tie him up to something.
I'm moving in to stop Valkan.
we're trying to do
Athena
big
would
things.
hate me if I
There has
tried
to be
to.
sacrifices in order to kill the king.
No. Athena, I can't let you do that. That's over the line. Yeah. I'm moving to stop Valkan.
There has to be sacrifices, he says.
Okay, hold on. Why, when you're trying to stop me, you're going to try and stop me?
I attempt to stop Valkan. Yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm going to pull out the dagger, and as I pull out the dagger from my bag, as I go to I put it next to his throat, and as I start to cut his throat, I'm going to give Lyon a wink. I just want to. It's a little nibble of blood. I want to give Lyon a wink.
Nibble? Oh, nibble? How much is a nibble?
Like a little slit. Like just slit it just there.
Just slit right in the jugular.
Like a wink to insinuate I want
I
him to
don't give a
stop me.
damn about your nibble.
Oh, damn, Janice.
I attempt to grab his arm and stop him from cutting this dude's.
And I'm gonna let you take the knife and everything completely. And I'm
Chill,
gonna try.
Hang
I'm
on,
gonna try.
hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. No. That's not gonna.
Okay.
So you're putting the knife to this guy's throat, and you're gonna just barely start to tease it like you're gonna cut him,
Nibble.
and then you're gonna wink, and then Lyon is going to lunge at you to attempt to pull your arm away.
Yes.
So what I need is acrobatic from Lyon.
Uh-oh. First of all, can we talk about, too, how Lion's like, can I kill this fool? And then as soon as Valkan, like, nuts, it's like, yeah, let's fucking slit his throat.
I'm intimidating you guys,
Lion's like,
man.
whoa.
I can't go against my oath, man. I have an oath with Athena. I will stop at nothing but not murder.
So when Lyon lunges and grabs the knife, he pulls it away from his throat, but he pushes it straight down in a motion of where the end of the knife catches Mark in the stomach, and it rips his stomach open, and he starts bleeding profusely and screaming.
Can I hear him?
I can't lay on hands on Mark.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at some. Let me hold on, everybody.
Can I cure his wound?
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna.
And Helix, please roll perception.
Oh my god, no.
Alright.
Damn you, Valkan. Oh my god. A bubble hearth.
Cast your limp wanda.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if Mending can heal his body. Does Mending heal bodies?
No, it does.
No, it does
While
not.
they were doing this
You
shenanigans,
can stabilize him.
I walked in this room to see who's anybody can hear us in here. Well, that's
So Helix is going to hear screaming, and he's going to look around at the bar, which is still just bustling with people. And even though he hears this screaming, he notices that nobody in the bar seems to hear it or nobody's paying attention to it. Everybody's drunk and distracted, and nobody is making their way towards the stables. But he does hear screaming coming from the stables.
Okay, I want to grab my hands and try to cover his mouth to stop him from screaming.
Before you do that, I look around. Is there anybody in the bar besides like me and the?
It's all NPCs. So it's you and
Okay.
Dorn.
Red and 100 other people. It's a packed out bar.
I'm over
There's a ton of
here.
people.
So I I hear the screaming and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. So I'm like, well, we're gonna get caught. So I turn around and I raise my beer, and I'm like, all right, we need some cheers going on. Let's lively the bar up a little bit. And then I'm like, cheers to the delicious beer. And then I just turn it up and chug the whole thing.
So roll performance, please.
Is that a skill we have?
Yeah, it is.
Skill that you have, yeah.
That is a skill.
Do I have a modifier? Let me check.
Oh my god, and it applies to an awning. That's awesome. That's perfect.
Well,
Oh.
Well, I'm a little drunk.
Everyone's
all right?
drunk though.
So when you say your little speech, it's going to quiet down in the bar.
Oh, shit.
God.
And and everybody's going to look at you while you're talking, and then you're going to start chugging, and everybody's just going to stare at you, and there's going to be one drunk guy way back in the corner that's going to go, woo! Along with you. And then everybody's going to go back about their business.
Right.
can I have gone in this room when he screamed to see if anybody's in here to hear us? See what's going on.
That is, well, let me reveal that. It's actually outside.
Oh, it is. Okay.
That's the back of the bar. It's outside. There's nobody out there.
All right. Well, I will stand here as guard.
Well, can I attempt to heal this dude
This
with
is
healing
outside.
hands?
I'm just gonna reveal this outside. So No, because this is not a combat thing. This is not hit points are not being exchanged here. I will say if you want to stop this guy's bleeding, you would have to attempt to bandage him up.
Can I use Cure Wounds?
No, you can't use. There's no spell that's going to stop this guy's
Okay,
bleed.
I'm
his
gonna
bleed.
attempt to. What'd you say? Medicine?
Yeah, it'd be a medicine check to try to bandage him up, and you got to bandage him with something.
I have in my bags the map of Cantor.
As,
No, I'm just.
No.
as he's
I have-
doing that, can I try to like run out, and as I run out, whisper Lywin, good cop, bad cop?
What? What?
Just
No,
whisper
Hey,
good
why
cop,
don't you
bad
wake
cop.
up?
good guy. Don't leave me with this dying guy.
Yeah, I want to whisper good cop, bad cop, and I want to leave. I want to go back out to the front.
Valkan is like low key the chaotic evil of this group.
Straight dipped on me, man.
No, giving you your opportunity to be good cop. Bad cop didn't work.
Yeah, Lyman, this was your idea to drag him into the barn place, man. Or in the back, anyway.
What
Not
did
to
you
kill
bandage
him.
with?
Not
do you
to
mean not to kill
murder
him?
him.
Scroll up in the chat. Can we murder this guy? Scroll up in the
I was
chat.
just acting bad.
Well, now you get to be good cop.
I
I
was
literally
trying-
was bad cop. Now you can be good cop.
Like this dude's dying on the floor and Balkan runs away.
So that roll, the 10 roll, what are you bandaging him with?
I'm trying to. With some. I'm just trying to pack some straw in. I don't have anything to
Who's Quinn?
like.
Okay.
I tell Butters to run and get Rosalie.
Okay. So when you start packing this guy's gut down with straw, one of the pieces is going to poke into the open wound, and he's going to start to scream louder.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Oh fuck. Dude, I'll whisper to him, man. You gotta shut up. You gotta shut up. I'm trying to
And
save
at
you.
this point, there is a small crowd that's starting to gather at the door here with people wanting to poke their heads outside and see what the commotion is.
Yep, and I'm out of here. I'm out here doing things with Rosalie. We're going over here to check out this little fire pit thing, whatever. Ooh, what's this going on?
Butters is gonna block the door.
Oh, okay.
Like I whisper to this guy, dude, you gotta shut up. I'm gonna save you. Just shut up. Yes.
So he's going to scream out, "Can't you see that I'm dying here?"
God. All right. I am going to.
Finish
Just
it.
let him die, bro.
Jesus. I'm with tears in my eyes. I know this could be the end of
Take
this.
back your two-handed mace. Slap his head.
I kill him. I murder him.
Okay.
Yeah, you put him down.
How? What are you doing?
Give him the old yellow
I'm
tree.
gonna pull out my Ashendari, the magical
Triple
weapon I
barrel
have,
shotgun.
and slide it into his heart.
All right.
To
So
shut him up.
his eyes are going to get really big when you do that, and just for a second before the life goes out of him, and he kind of crumples down in a heap of blood and straw. But he's not screaming anymore.
He's not screaming anymore.
But he's dead or alive still?
Nah, he did.
He's dead. as fuck,
Can I
yeah.
check for a pulse?
You just stabbed him in his heart.
Yeah, he just fucking murdered him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back here. I'm
I'm
gonna come back and check again.
I'm gonna
Be
turn on
surprised.
Balkan and say this
He
is
has two
What'd
hearts.
you do? I
Dude,
listened to the first opportunity to be
no.
good cop.
He wouldn't shut up. I couldn't stop him. And I'm gonna turn to Balkan and say this is all your fault.
No, this was a setup for you. This was my plan the whole time. To
You
let
were
you be the
trying-
good cop.
Nope, you were trying to kill him. This is your fault.
So I'm gonna hide his body underneath the straw back here and like do my very best to cover it as well as possible.
Okay. Okay. Roll. Let's say intelligence. Roll intelligence. Because I would think hiding a body would be intelligence based.
Not deception.
No, because deception is more like real time. You're trying to
Oh.
deceive another person. with your
Gotcha.
word and your actions. This is more like cleaning up a crime.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm cleaning up a crime scene.
Okay, that's good. You can stash them away where nobody will find them.
Okay, and I want to go back out to the bar and talk to Red.
I'm just gonna like sit down over here in the corner.
So it's worth noting that after murdering an innocent man in cold blood, Lywin, you feel an immense amount of guilt.
Yeah.
And you've never felt so disconnected from Athena in your life.
I hate you, Valcad. I hate you so much.
I was trying to get information. Sorry.
My girl, man. That's my girl.
It's alright. It's not that much worse than selling those slaves.
Yeah, we literally sold slaves. What's the difference between
That's
killing this
true.
one drunk guy who was going nowhere in life, and you were upset about selling 3 people into eternal slavery in mines?
At least it wasn't murder.
Yeah, he got it easy. They got it. They didn't get it as easy.
Those headphones are.
And think about it.
Those
So
headphones are right there.
They didn't
when
get it easy.
Valkan comes back in,
Mhm.
up to Red, Red is going to say, "Hey, what was all that commotion out?"
My hands are full.
I'm sorry. He's just had too much to drink. Can I go ahead and pay you for our drinks and hit him a room tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So that would be just room just for him.
Yeah, I'm still unsure if I'm going to be staying the night here, but I definitely need to get him a room.
Okay, so it's a gold for him, and then the 3 drinks they're 4 silvers apiece.
Okay, and I'm going to pay him. 1 gold and 3 silver. That's what his life is worth.
1 gold, well, 12 silvers, 4 silvers apiece.
I'm gonna go out here.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So you said 1 gold is 12 each?
No, so 1 gold for the room,
Yep.
and then the drinks are 4 silver each. So what you're paying him is a total of 1 gold and 12
I wish I
silver.
could do it.
How many silver make up a gold? 100?
Hard to
100.
hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that was like what it was on just on now.
Okay.
Was loudest.
What are the other people outside doing?
Oh, we went out here to get away from killing that dude. He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
He dead.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He's hidden.
he
His
dead.
body, he's nicely covered up, and I got a room for me to stay in tonight, and it's going to...
This is just like what happened with my brother.
By the way, Helix and I paid for a room when we first got there. When we heard the drinks for the whole
Hold
night
on.
of the
Okay.
first night.
What did we do, Azong?
We paid 1 gold for well, what is it? 2 gold. We paid 2 nights in the room so that all of our.
I didn't realize you were playing my character for me. Oh, go
Well,
ahead.
come on. Why would we not do that? Why
It's
would
fine. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, why would we have not? First of all, I'm doing this because you and I didn't get to have a little intro interaction to the place where we walked into like everybody else did. Okay.
No, it's fine. You can play my character. It's
No, it's fine. Well, at least when I walked in there with Helix, I was like, whatever you do, Helix, fuck you. But
Hey,
I'm
Zog.
doing this.
shut the fuck up. It's all right. I'll pay a gold for a fucking room.
I want to try to sleep on the floor of somebody else's room. Cool.
You can sleep in my room, Doran.
I'll just sleep on the floor since I don't have any gold.
I'm not ready for bed though. Like I'm still partying.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah,
just
we're not-
revealing these areas. So these are going to be your 3 rooms that you've paid for when the time comes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with Helix. I'm not done drinking. I'm going.
All right.
I'm ready to venture out though. Like I'm good to go. I've had a few drinks. I'm ready to pay for my drinks, and then I want to go out and look for like a weaponsmith.
So is there 2 beds in each room? Is that what that is? And then one of them has a big king-size bed?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just different types of rooms. It's what they have available.
I'll actually step out with Helix because I wanted to do shopping, but I heard from when Valkan was catching it, when when everybody was catching up, did we catch up with everybody else about like what Lyon experienced when
Yeah.
trying to buy plate? Okay, so from
Yeah.
what Lyon says, we can't use our. So I'm a
Your
little
mic's cutting in and out pretty bad.
shoot. Is that better?
It'll be hard to tell unless you talk for like more than 5 seconds.
Oh, that's very fair. So I'm kind of worried about how we're gonna.
Nope.
All this those that we
Nah,
can't do with.
it's
Not
cutting
better.
out.
You're cutting out. 1 second.
All right.
You want to try a push talk?
You got your 10 gold to buy stuff.
Yeah, I think he's talking about all our orthos we have.
Oh, we can't do anything with it here.
You haven't tried.
Yeah. But should we?
You just murdered a guy in the stable. What do you mean, should we?
Is it worth the risk?
Now is when you say, should we? Okay, why don't you guys think about that over the next week, because this is where I'm going to go ahead and call it for the evening.
Okay.
Okay.
So think about, like, while you're in this bar, think about, are you going to spend the night here? Are you going to leave during the night, try to find something? Who are you going to try to interact with in the bar, outside of the bar, that kind of thing?
Okay.
GG's.
I hope I didn't take everyone on such too boring of a tangent with that guy.
No.
Nah.
I was trying to figure out if there was any other information that the DM was trying to hide from us before we discovered it ourselves in an interaction and an encounter.
Well,
Can
we
I
figured
roll
out.
initiative with Valcam. We'll murder enemies food.
We found out that Lyle went to.
No.
Murderer. Straight
No.
murderer.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's all
Valcam.
Lyon's fault. No, I wasn't going to kill him, remember? You stabbed him when
were
you fell
gonna
into
kill
him.
I tried to
I
save
winked
his
at
life.
you. I winked at you when I nicked
Alright,
his throat. just a hair.
GG's. I'm going AFK for a little bit.
See you in a bit.
The,
GG.
But I just nicked him. You're the one who jumped in and tried to stab him. I just wanted
To
you to pull the
save
knife
him.
away.
How
I know.
Can I fight him? Can I fight another player?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Roll an initiative.
Bye, everybody.
See you, man.
My friend.
Later.
My wife's yelling at me. I gotta go.
See ya.
Oh, see you. That felt dirty. Like even as a role play, like that's
Why?
I just feel like weird right now.
No, we're on a mission. We had a mission.
Like no, like it's
We have to
weird
kill a
feeling.
person.
Josh is like the guy that, in the actual zombie apocalypse, Josh is the guy that won't hesitate to kill his neighbor to, like, steal his milk.
Well, whoa.
No, like not even in the game anymore. I just feel weird. Like I feel dirty. I'm gonna have bad dreams tonight.
It's okay, man. It's only on
I
YouTube
just choked
forever.
him
You
on
tell
water.
me you feel worse about killing that pretend dude than you do about getting felt up by Davos the blacksmith.
We're selling free people into slavery.
I didn't sell them, okay? You got some. That was the group.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
I'll see you guys later.
We'll
See
see.
you,
Yeah.
friend.
Later.
That
Man.
was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I talked a lot tonight. Sorry, guys.
No,
it's
that's
okay.
good. I like it better that way. I like the interaction. It's fun.
It was an interesting choice. I honestly did not expect you to take somebody prisoner like that.
Well, I wasn't gonna, and then Matt said just the back room, and I'm like, that's brilliant. I mean, I saw them walk back there, so I know there's stuff back there as I'm talking to this guy. I obviously am watching my friends in this room, so I know what they're doing. I saw him take the goat in the back. So take the guy back there and ask him some questions.
Yep.
He didn't answer with force. I thought maybe if Lywin saved his life, then maybe he would return the kind gesture with information.
I don't think he knew anything.
I don't think he knew anything either.
Jeremy, I
Yeah, the
have
way
a
it was
question
going,
for
I
you.
don't think he knew much at all.
Guess you'll never know.
Jeremy,
Well, he's dead now because I'll lie on him.
It's a
DM
nice night of
Daddy.
RP.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm trying to, because we have 8 people or 7, I'm trying to shift the game a little bit to be less combat, more RP, but the RP will be rewarding in similar ways. Since we're doing milestone experience, you could still level up from certain types of RP encounters.
Sure.
Like, combat is not the only way to gain experience and loot and gear. So I want to keep it open to both, because what I don't want it to turn into is this whole big, let's get all the items, let's get max level so we can do all the damage, so we can beat all the encounters, so we can level up. Because that's not the point of the game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like the RP part. That's the whole point
Yeah.
of the Dungeons and Dragons that I like.
Yeah, you want us to change the world. You want us to make an influence on the whole picture, correct?
Yeah, now there's one less drunk person in the world, so good
One
job.
less drunk
Okay.
failure. Man, I literally wanted the old man. I figured the stingy old man would be happy to tell me where he pays his taxes to. He doesn't want to pay them taxes. But no taxes there.
Not today.
Well, don't think in a box. Like, when you're in a town, like if you go to New York, right? Imagine you're walking down the street of New York and you pick a random person of the million people that are on that street. You grab that random person and say, "Do you pay your taxes?" What if you just grabbed like an illegal immigrant and they're going to say, "No, I don't pay taxes. Fuck that." You know, that doesn't mean that nobody in that town pays taxes.
True.
You have a very
Thanks.
small sample size of who you've been interacting with in this
Thanks
place.
for giving me all I need to question Red about next week.
Just trying to keep it open.
Because you know business people pay taxes.
Do they?
Who
I thought they would.
wouldn't they?
There's plenty of businesses in America that don't pay taxes.
Oh, you're right. Okay. That's fair.
I'm just saying that you gotta kind of change the way that you think about like my answers. Like as a DM, I'm not writing a linear storyline to where if you ask the right thing, you get the piece of information that that guy has, and then you can move on with the story. That's not the case. This is literally just, here's a place that you are, here's a general direction you're going, and you can do pretty much anything to either achieve that or totally screw it up. It's up to you.
Got it.
Yeet. Jeremy, I do have a question about balance patches in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Because like Matt got his character nerfed because of his unfair halberd or whatever. So my gloves that I got give me +1 armor. But that's the same thing as having studded leather gives you +1 armor. So were you saying that my gloves are studded leather?
When I did the equipment from the blacksmith, I didn't base it on the player's handbook. I just came up with bonuses that I thought would balance well against the encounters.
Okay.
So if you're trying to take your thing and match it up to something in the handbook, it's probably not going to match up to anything because it's totally unique and doesn't really exist in the handbook.
Right.
I mean, if you want to call it studded leather, that's fine. It's going to carry the same properties.
So my question becomes, for balance purposes, my character should not find studded leather to gain an additional AC point, correct?
Why not?
I don't know, would that be OP? I would have 17 AC and leather armor. One more point of
No,
dex,
I mean,
and I'll have 18 AC.
It's not. It's not really that OP because you're level 6, about to be level 7 probably. So, I mean, the monsters that you're going to start fighting are going to have +7, +8, +9 to hit.
Okay.
Like the Murloc boss, he had +8 on his trident attack
Yeah.
to hit. The only reason I didn't hit Josh is because he had that stupid Yasuo wind wall.
Yeah.
Shield.
He would have hit He would have hit Azog. He would have hit anybody with a high AC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
AC just stops the hit from happening. If you get hit, you're still going to take a shitload of damage.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
So no, if you found studded leather and you got an additional AC, if you had 18 AC in leather, that's not going to be imbalanced.
So has my AC changed since I don't have my chest piece with me? Because I still have my leather gloves. Or should I just not worry about it?
So that's where it gets a little abstract because, like I said, 5e just thinks about all of your armor total. It doesn't count like 1 AC from this piece, 1 AC from that piece.
Yeah.
So you missing your chest piece is more of an RP thing than it is a stat thing. Yeah.
Don't want to be, like we were talking about the balance patches. Don't want to be unfair. So.
No, that's fine. If it at this point, now that I've seen what I really wanted to see was all of the level 5 people in combat throwing all their stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we got a pretty good representation of that in the last combat. So now I know like where your real threshold is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think the reason it's imbalanced is because I'm putting stuff in there that would be balanced or would be deadly for a 4-person party or a 6-person party. But the game isn't made for an 8-person party.
Mm-hmm.
So I think your threshold is probably 20 to 30% higher than it would be on paper.
Okay.
So the next combat that we do, I'm gonna bump it up accordingly, basically.
Nice.
So it may feel like you did a lot of imbalanced damage and didn't take a lot or whatever. But I think I've got a pretty good feel now of where the balance of the party is. Because you didn't have Anna in that last fight.
Right.
So it's going to be a good representation of your party strength without the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I would have landed a couple more attacks, more people would have gone down, possibly died. It was a possibility.
Oh
that
yeah,
somebody
no,
died.
there was at one point I had just a couple hit points. No, I went unconscious. Yeah, I was making death saving throws.
You went unconscious right at the end.
Yeah.
And when I did the heal that I did, that was technically an AoE heal. I just chose not to do it earlier in the fight because I didn't want to drag the combat on until midnight.
Yeah.
But I basically could have healed all the mobs by however many hit points and increased it by 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, that was definitely the closest combat we've had.
Yeah, so that one to me felt like the most balanced of all of them. And it was because I ran it like 20% higher than the deadly threshold.
You talking about the last one that we did?
Yeah. It was, as a percentage, I don't know, but like as average level 5, your threshold number is like 8,800 experience, and that encounter was 9,900. So 8,800 would be considered deadly for your party, and that was 1,100 higher, so it was a little more than 10%, like 15% more deadly than what is considered by the book to be quote-unquote deadly. Like that would have killed a 4-person party, most likely, that encounter. They wouldn't have been able to do it, and they all would have died.
Friends, I'm gonna hop off here for a bit. I'll be back on later.
So,
Yeah, I need to go to bed too. It was fun, guys.
Same here. Catch you guys later.
Yep. See you, team.
So yeah.